Good evening. Or afternoon, I don't know what time it is when you're watching this. Hello, everyone! It's Thursday! You almost made it to the end of the week, everyone. You almost did it. I cracked open a beer just a few seconds ago. Feeling good, feeling spry, feeling at the height of my life. That's not true. Hold on, transition. Hello. Doing a little chat and stream and a little setup stream. So, for those who don't know, I don't have a lot of stuff set up for this whole VTubing thing. And that's not including, having legs. That's not including having more than just one emotion of smiling. There's like a whole bunch of stuff that goes into a VTuber community, mostly, having a community, that would probably be a benefit. One might say. But there's a few things. Hashtags, Oshi marks, what the community is called. Like, there's so much, and I have set up none of it. And I think, though I'm still quite a bit away from having my 2D debut, I think we gotta get some of that stuff ironed out, because, yeah, that's kind of important, isn't it? It's a long sip. It's almost the weekend. I'm so excited. We have... So, I was originally planning on doing something tomorrow, but that idea has been pushed a little. Because I'm having some surprise visitors that called me just after stream yesterday. And they're going to be getting here tomorrow, and they're going to be here through Monday. And obviously, nobody I talk to knows that I am a lemon, so I won't be able to stream them. So the stream idea I had for tomorrow will probably be pushed to next Friday. And next Friday's stream, it will probably be a little shorter. Probably not, because I usually don't stream that late on Fridays unless it is the karaoke stream. But I'm also planning on streaming next Sunday. Next Sunday? No, the following Sunday. Sorry. I got ahead of myself. Following Sunday. For the Daytona race. As I mentioned a few weeks ago. And next week's stream on Friday will probably be like a preliminary to that. But we do have some exciting things ahead. So like I said, I won't be streaming Monday, but to make it up to you, Tuesday, gonna be another collab stream. So I hope you guys are excited for that, because I am always happy to collab. But importantly, I right now have a notebook in front of me. I have a nice blue pen that I probably spent too much money on. It was more like a pack of like 4, but I have a little brain tickle that I need to write with a nice pen, or else I lose my mind. And then having said nice pen to write with, I feel the need to write. So what I want to iron out today are hashtags. I already have Oshi marks. for those of you who are dedicated to the lemon craft, and they are on my Twitter. But if you don't follow me on Twitter, which you should because I'm the funniest person ever, you know, at VT Meringue. But Oshi marks already settled. It is a lemon and a ribbon. The emoji, the lemon emoji and the ribbon emoji. For those of you who don't know what Oshi marks are, every VTuber for the most part, not all of them, but a good number of VTubers have Oshi marks, which is how their fans kind of signify who their Oshis are, or their favorite VTuber. So for example, like I believe Gura's, if I'm not wrong, I think Gura's was a fish and a blue heart. I think I might be wrong on that. Pippa's it's like an electric plug and a rabbit. I should actually pull up some examples. I follow a ton. Oh, look at that. Matara Khan, hers is a roach and a white heart. Tomoe Umari is the American flag and a horse. Chisaka Airi is a raccoon? Oh, it's a wolf and a medal. So just like an example of that, it's usually just two. Yeah. Did I say YT Meringue? Oh dear. So used to saying YouTube. VT Meringue. Sorry for VTuber. Or for very tubular. I think I might be the first person to say tubular in this decade. Sorry, yeah. Thank you for correcting me. VT Meringue on Twitter. Yes, you are correct. It is VT Meringue. And it is funny how on Twitter, my name is still Lenny Meringue, even though I don't really go by Lenny. That is still my first, my full name is Lenny Meringue, but Len just kind of, flows off the tongue and a little better. Okay, so like I said, Oshi marks are already decided. That's fine. That's all we need. Right now, there's, like I said, there are a few things that the community has to get down. But for there to be something that the community has tags with for, memes or art or fucking, whatever else goes along with it, you guys need a name. Pippa was they're the Kapipis, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the Kapipis. Gura, they were the Chum Buds. Mume were the Humans. I believe that I'm saying that correct. The Humans. What are Sumi's is very, very cute. Her community, they're called the Rice Balls. And like her Discord's called like the Rice Cooker or something like that. It's so cute. Like, yeah, a community title for you guys, and like what is an individual. It is like both a plural and singular noun for you guys, like a plural and singular title. So like I said, Pippa's the community, they're the Kapipis, and then a singular Kapipi. I actually don't know what Rice Balls and Rice Cooker, yeah. Exactly. Hello, Keg. Welcome in. Let me see what... I'm trying to find some other VTubers. Yeah, so Penny Puffball, she just debuted 4 days ago. Her fan names are the Puffsters. And she has her Oshi mark. I wonder if Ami has... I believe Ami Clover, I'm pretty sure she does have a name. Because whenever you follow her on Twitch, she says, "Welcome to the forest," which is very cute. Does Ami? Yes, Ami does have Oshi marks, which is the Sparkle Mushroom Clover. Ami is... I'm like super, like... perhaps something related to wolves. It's either has to be the meatheads. You see, if I was more like based around, like, I mean, meatheads isn't a bad one, but I feel like it has to be something with like lemons in it. Like, or citrus or something like that, or like something with like lemon cream or lemon meringue, something like that. I feel like it has to be something along those lines. I do like meatheads. If I was much more of wolf, if I was more wolf focused than I am lemon focused, I think meatheads would be a really good one. In fact, I'm gonna write that down just in case I kidnap somebody else into the sphere and it applies to them. Fan name idea. Meatheads. I wonder if there is someone whose fans already named Meatheads. I know. I think it's Narissa from Hololive. I think hers are the Jailbirds. I think probably my favorite fan name is probably Mori Calliope, which they're the Deadbeats. That's a really good name. Lemon Drops. See, I was thinking Lemon Drops, but I feel like that's. I don't know. I think that's like my safe option are the Lemon Drops. I'm gonna write that down. Let's see. Community name ideas. All right, Lemonheads. Lemonheads. Or not Lemonheads, Lemon Drops. Sorry, I was thinking of Meatheads. Lemon Drops. Though Lemonheads could be a fun one too. You gotta be careful not to go with like Warheads or something and then start getting like copyright infringement. Wonder if Yoshida has fan name. Oh, it might be like something to do with rats, because she has her little buddy on screen, and you can like throw rats at her with your channel points. I want to figure out how that all works. I'm scrolling through. What is Shy Lilies? Oh my god, Ami was going crazy on Twitter over Shy Lily's new model. It was really funny. Not really funny, but it was like adorable, because it's like like someone else who I can relate to when I freak out about the VTubers I watch. What is Iron Mouse's community name? Lemonheads is a candy, but it could work. Oh, Lemonheads is a candy. I was thinking rats too, yeah. But some of the other Clara, I don't know if Clara has a VTuber, or not VTuber, a community name. What about Malvashi? I'm just like scrolling through my following on Twitter and trying to find what people are. Let me check her card. Checking Malvashi's card. Doesn't look like it says anything about what their community's name is. Vanamelon has the Lemonheads. Okay, so Lemonheads will have to go on the back burner. I'll strike that out for Vanamelon. I'm also planning. It's gonna probably be a little bit because it's expensive and I don't make that much expendable cash. But I want to get a reference sheet up at some point. That way, one, you guys can finally see my fabulous legs and you can know that they indeed exist and I am not just a chest up. But I want to get that in case, you know, any of you guys like to draw. And I can bury you guys and all that good stuff. But then, you know, like the clothing from the, like, obviously chest down, because right now all you see is like the lemon, or the slice of lemon meringue pie clip in my hair, which I'm very me draws perfect. Then, well, after this we'll work on the illustration tag. But right now I think that the most important thing are it's the community name, because you guys have been wonderful with the support, and I've been here for what, 3 months almost. Ooh, the sours. Ooh, maybe the sours. I kind of like the sound of that. I'm gonna write that. The sours. The sours. Ooh. How could I, like, if I introduce myself? Oh, how could I do that? Oh, what if, like, if people follow, it could be like, you know, welcome. What if it's cafe themed? Because I really want, if I can get all the stuff, I really like the sours, but I really want, if I could have everything set up the way it is in my head, I want to have a cafe themed everything. And like, I mean, you can kind of see it, like, with this little Canva clip art I have right now, with like the awning in the background and the table. I want to have everything cafe themed. So what if there is like, if like whenever it's followed, it's like, you know, welcome to the cafe or whatever. So that could be a good one. Like whenever someone follows or like subscribes or whatever. No, it'd probably be a follow. It'd be like, welcome to the cafe. But like, what if it can go along with that? I don't know how it would play into that, but I think that would be a really fun. Always, Nick Ramos, welcome in. We're deciding names for you guys. We're trying to decide on a community name. Ahoy. Yeah, I like the sours. I'm looking at it, but I don't know. Would like someone describe themselves as like? It's like, yeah, I'm a sour. Ooh, D&D, I didn't even see that message. Lemon sour. Yeah, I'm a lemon sour. Okay, lemon sours. I'm writing that one down too. Lemon sours. I know there's gonna be one because when I was watching Saba's debut stream, she was going through some names, and like there were some when I heard them, I'm like, oh, that felt like it clicked, you know. Obviously not my decision to make. I'm not Saba. Surprise. I'm not a woman. I'm doing well, Nick. It's almost the weekend. Hopefully your injury isn't hurting you too badly. Hopefully you're feeling a little better. Your ribs, and hopefully your boss is a little less of an ass pain. What is Honey Hima's? Honey Hima has such a cute model. It's adorable. Strategically sleep deprived. I mean, he lets me off the hook a bit, but still, it is still kind of ass that he's making you do that. He's like, yeah, you got a cracked rib, but you know what? You can push through, can't you? What are Shondo's? I wonder what Shondo's fans are called. Oh, wait. Why am I looking on Twitter? There's, like, on the Vtuber wiki, it says, like, what fans are. So let me check up Shondo. Because I think Filians are, like the snackers. Like, you're a snacker. Major health violation, yeah. Cooling off from the outside, break from work. Yeah. Please do keep cool. Thankfully, it has really cooled off here the last few days. It was, like, over 100 for, like, a month straight. And this last week, it's been like a high of like 78, and I'm chilling, no pun intended. Shondo, what is? Oh, well, Shondo, that doesn't help me much, girl. Her fan name, according to the VTuber wiki, is just you. Let's see, Bao. What is Bao's? Bao fan name. They're the Baobal buddies. That's so cute. What? How do you come up with this stuff? I'm so annoyed at how cute some of these are. What about Shy Lily? I was looking for hers earlier. Shy Lily are the Shrimpies. That's adorable. Billion, I am pretty sure they're the Snackers. The Snackers are the Smackers, yeah. Billion called them Snackers because of her love for fruit snacks. Yeah. She's like always munching on the Welch's fruit snacks that she has. Getting next week hot over 30 degrees Celsius. I'm totally not looking up that conversion on Google right now. 86. Oh, yikes. Yeah, it's been hot. It's been terrible. Her only source of food. I would be surprised if she ate anything other than that, like a sandwich. I think she does eat sandwiches on stream sometimes. I wonder... Oh, I like I like Mari _en. Her fans are called Fincels, and that's really, I really like that one. What about Sleepy? Cleo 80. Her fans are Hagstorians. One was called Wormies. Oh, I wonder who was Wormies. Wormies is really cute. Man, fucking VTubers have such good names. It'll be hot from Sunday, nobody knows when it'll stop. Yeah, I didn't think the 100 degrees, 100 plus. Last week on Friday, it was like a super busy day for me, and it was like 115 all day. I was actually a little happy it downpoured during work because it cooled it off a lot. Let me see, VTuber Wiki fan name. There's also, completely unrelated, there's a Comic-Con coming up near me, at some point in the next few months, and I really wonder if there is going to be any VTuber stuff there. Like, it's not at all that expensive, and it's like you can get a weekend pass for like relatively cheap, and I'm thinking of going just to check it out. Iron Mouse, what are your fans called? Please disclose such information to me. Her fans are her precious family. Oh, so wholesome. Zentreya, what about you? The geckos. Oh. How much is that? 115? Let me see. 115 to Celsius. 115 degrees Fahrenheit is 46 degrees Celsius. My Ruby. Sour sides. My what? I wonder if I've looked her up recently because she was in my search history, but I don't. Oh yeah, it's My Ruby. She's the Wormies. Okay. I don't know about the sour sides. I think like lemon, like lemon sours or the sours are like what I'm leaning towards for the moment. Like what about like something related to like lemons, like or not lemons, like pies or something, like cafe food. Imagine at this cafe you're being served sides and that's all. Oh wait, what if we could do something like drinks? Like are there like, I mean, we had the lemon sours. I like that. But like I wonder if there's like any kind of like citrusy like coffee or tea. I'm not calling my fans the tea bags though. As much as Halo as I played growing up, I am not calling my fans the tea bags. I was thinking of calling you guys the meringues, but like that would just make you like little mini-me's, and I don't think you guys want to be mini-me's. I really want to go with the cafe themes. I think it just works so well. You're gonna be going to Italy? Oh, hell yeah, man. I hope you have a lot of fun. Can you send me like some like Italian wine or something? I don't really drink wine actually. But I hope you do have fun. My buddy went there a few years back and he was really enjoying it. And he loved like all the food. You drive there? What the fuck? I mean, I guess that makes sense, but shit. I wish I could just drive to Italy. You know what I get if I drive? Get the fucking, I get the Atlantic Ocean. It's calling your kid Junior. Yeah, I guess in a way. I don't think of you guys as my kids though. I think of you guys are like, like my customers. 14-hour drive. What do I get? Where am I if I drive 14 hours? I wonder. I don't want to say it out loud in case it like helps you guys triangulate my exact position. Oh, I'm somewhere in America. Yes, good luck, and hope you have a good time. You definitely deserve it, working with 0 ribs. Yeah, because you wouldn't drink soda at a cafe. And I don't want to call you guys, like, juice. I just thought of the zest. Like, calling you guys, like, lemon zest, but... I don't... I think that has potential, but I don't think that's it. Like, I don't think that you could be lemon zest. Like, you can't really make that singular like you can, like, chum buds and all that. Hey, a little zesty. Lemon slices. I was thinking that. Lemon slices? What about like the wedges? Like lemon wedges? I'm gonna write lemon slices and wedges together. Lemon slices glass wedges. Lemon buds? I think that's getting too close to chum bud. And as much as I love Gura and as much as I adored her and admired her, I don't want to get that close. Either wedge or a lemon cake reference? What could be like a lemon cake reference? The Frosties? No, I wouldn't want to call you guys pies. What is like a plural for like baked goods? Like sweets, and in general. Like if you go into a bakery and you're like, let me see your baked goods. There's like a word for it, isn't there? Confecture or something. I mean, if I can't say it, it's probably not a good community name, huh? If only I was like fruit-based in general. It could be like a... It could be like an confectionery. And maybe not. I don't think confectionery is something. Going to visit my grandma from my dad's side. Oh, that's cute. My grandparents live so far away from me. They're like states away. Actually, most of my family lives far away. I mentioned it a few times. I live in the South, and most of my family lives up north, so it is very rare that I get to see them, though, as of recently, flights to where I live are fairly cheap, so some have been visiting more often, which I'm very happy about. Lemon tarts! Oh! Oh, wait, hold on! Oh, I really like that! Hold on, lemon tarts. Or even just calling you guys, like... Or just calling you guys my, like, the tarts. I think that's so cute, the lemon tarts. Oh, that's adorable. It's like Linzer tarts almost. That would be adorable. Oh, I really like that. I'm not calling you guys the farts. Listen, you guys might be mean to me, but I still have the smallest bit required amount of respect for you. Lemon tarts is so good. Tarts is pretty good. The tarts. Len's tarts. I really like the tarts. Okay, I think that's my favorite right now. Also, good thing you're not Arthur from RDR2. I got TB. Lemon tarts or sour tarts? Oh, sour tarts sounds so good. I think sour tarts would roll off the tongue a lot better than lemon tarts. I just slapped my microphone arm, I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm really leaning towards lemon or sour tarts. Oh my god. Ah, that one like clicked in my brain seeing the tarts. Oh, I like that a lot. I'm gonna underline sour tarts. I think that one's really good. Just hit you with welcome in everyone. Welcome in lemon tarts. Hope you're having a great day. Oh, I think that might be it. He said that is circled in my notebook right now. I think that's the favorite. I think we try to think up a few more just in case, but seeing lemon tarts in chat was just, oh man, that one really clicked. That resonated with me. I think that might be our winner. Lemon tarts is such a cute name. Lemon tarts or sour tarts? I think sour tarts might be a little better because you guys can get a little sassy with me sometimes, calling me a fucking cat. Wolf, goddammit. Fun fact, I think I might have mentioned it once or twice. I was almost a horse. Wonder who'd call you such a thing. Yeah, I wonder. Who could ever call me such a thing? Something so degrading and speciesist as calling anyone with ears a cat. I wonder. Also, pay no mind that I have 2 sets of ears. Ada. The horse is here. I fucking love that video so much. I want to watch it right now. Peter. The horse is here. Sour can go more than just lemon. I went with the whole lemon thing. I think sour keeps it open to like the whole cafe theme. But lemon tart or sour tart. I think like sour works so well. Because like I said, you guys can get a little sassy with it. And I throw the sass right back, but it's a love-hate relationship. As in, you love to hate. Ooh. I really do think it might be sour tart. Might be the end game. Is there anything that we can think of that can beat out sour tarts? It's like wedges. Like that, there's like potential with like a name with like blank wedge, like a sour wedge or a lemon wedge. Like lemon wedges, and call you the wedgies. I can't think of any good puns or like play on words that have to do with like cake or pie. I'm not calling you guys the cream pies. I can guarantee that. That would be pretty hilarious if I was a more adult-oriented or adult content-oriented VTuber. But you're not. I don't even have legs yet. How am I supposed to be adult content focused without legs? I shouldn't say without legs, but how can I be so without a lower 3/4? Gonna say limoncello. The limoncellos. Oh. For April Fools, maybe? Oh my god, that actually is a pretty funny idea. I'm writing that one down too. April Fools. Vtuber. Question mark? The limoncello, you know what would be a good one? A limoncello would be good for like the name of the cafe, right? Because like I said, I want to have a whole cafe theme going on, because obviously Butler, serving sweets, hoping you guys are all cozy and then performing for you on occasion. Like if the cafe is called the Limoncello, that might be good. Like welcome in, like if someone raids, you're like, hey, welcome in raiders, welcome to the Limoncello, I'm Meringue, I'm your butler for your loyal lemon flavored wolf butler. Oh, you know, hope you enjoy your stay with the lemon tarts or the sour tarts. I think sour tarts might roll off the tongue a little better. Also writing that down, the limoncello. The Limoncello Cafe, spelled like lemoncello. Can't wait until people start reading it. I think my thing is, because I was talking in a few people's chats, Betrayed you with another cafe. You betrayed me. What, already? I haven't even opened this cafe yet. Oh man. What the hell? I haven't even opened and I've already lost customers. Oh, it's so over. I was talking with some of the VTubers that I raid relatively frequently, because I started, when I first started, I was just kind of raiding at random, and then I've started to try to interact with like some other small VTubers and stuff. And there was one who was like, I wish, it's just like a scheduling thing, because I just tend to stream at like 5:30-ish my time. Like most of the time I'm like 5:30, 4:30, 6 o'clock, stuff like that. That's usually when I start. And then I'm usually ending by like 8 or like 7 or 8. And then that's when most people are like starting stream. So and they were like, I would return the favor. However, we don't stream the way the streams line up. I'm always ending when they're like early on. So I totally get it. When I start, listen, if it starts taking off and we do some good work, and like I have the energy, I should probably sleep more, but that's a whole nother story. And, maybe we can, streams can go a little longer, and then we'll see how all that goes. Doing co-working at the Cafe. The Cafe, that's, I don't know if that was a typo, but I like that, the Cafe as a name for something. Oh man, I've been so tempted. Funny thing, I don't make it most of the time you stream because it's almost midnight every time. Yeah, the time differences will fuck you up. Listen, I stayed up pretty late on, what was that, Monday? Because I ended stream around like 7:30, I think. And then I looked at my phone and Sumi had texted Sana and I, and she was like, "This is last minute, but do you guys want to play Peak?" And then I was like, "Well, guess I'm getting back on stream." And I ended up playing till like, what was that, like almost 11:30 at night. I was exhausted for work the next day. But you just do it sometimes. But the time thing wasn't a typo. Someone I follow calls her stream that. That's adorable. Spent this past week starting my day at 5 a.m. Yeah, I usually wake up around 5 and try to hurry on into work. And Fridays usually are a little earlier. I usually wake up at 4 on Fridays because I get out of work a little earlier if I do that. If I get in at 5, I'm usually out by 1, which is so nice. Especially on a Friday, you get home, you nap a little, and I bought Peak with my friend I know from kindergarten. I really enjoy it too. I wanted to play it yesterday. I really wanted to play Peak on stream yesterday, but my computer was having a fucking aneurysm or something. It's better today, and it has not been glitching out. But knock on wood, it's been going pretty well. Move over to my house. It is fun. It is a fun game. I want to play Peak just in general. Like I said yesterday, I wanted to do it as just like a chatting stream, and I play Peak by myself. She caught me off guard because she tells me these things. Yeah, it was literally like I think it was like a split in the moment decision to ask us, and Sana was unable to join, but I was like, oh hell yeah, I don't need an excuse to play Peak. Well, let me in. Right. Are we confident? Are we happy with the term the sour tarts? Do we have a preference for sour tart or lemon tart as the community name? It's what you guys are going to be called, so I appreciate any and all input. I think if I had to vote, maybe, they're both sour tarts. All right, that's one vote for sour tart. I think I would personally vote for sour tart too, but I'm gonna let you guys decide because that, like I said, it's my community. Yeah. Oh, Nick Ramos, sour tart. All right. I think you guys are going from chat to sour tarts. So I'm gonna circle this. We officially have a community name. Everybody, thank you for your suggestions. Thank you for the brainstorm. You guys are officially the Sour Tarts. And I do love my Sour Tarts. I appreciate all the support and love you guys have given me. And all the sass and all the sarcasm. Alright, next thing. We got some hashtags to come up with. And I think I just had a good idea, so... art tags. There are two kinds of art tags. There are safe for work art tags, and there is not safe for work art tags. Also, man, what was the worst and most shocked a friend told you? What do you mean, the worst thing a friend has told me? Most shocking and worst thing a friend has told me. I don't know. I've never really had a friend tell me anything that was, like, awful. That wasn't, like, obviously, something sad, like a death in the family or something. I did get... Okay, we're gonna get into the sad... The depression that is, Len's dating life, or lack thereof. I did have a girl who I was friends with that I asked on a date stand me up in a pretty extraordinary way. So there was this girl I was talking to while I was in college, and I really liked her. And I thought that she also liked me, because she was kind of like, not flirty, but like very... She was friendly, and she would be like very handsy at points. Like whenever we would work together, she'd like, if I said something and like made her laugh or something, she would like put her hand on my shoulders and like kind of be like close to me at all times. So I was like, okay, you know, at worst case, I'm just gonna shoot my shot here. And it was one day after our shift, and keep in mind, this is like I was working food service. This is not like I know a lot of people have a thing about like not dating at work, but like it was part-time in college. Like who has that much loyalty to a job? So after work, we were walking because there was like a locker room behind this in this building where we worked. And I asked her, I was like, hey, are you busy Friday? And she said, no, I'm not doing anything. And I was like, oh, well, if you're not busy, do you want to grab dinner together? And she's like, I would love that. Where do you want to go? And we decided on a place, and like I got her phone number and everything, and it all worked out. And I was like, all right, I'll see you Friday. And she's like, I can't wait. So this was like on Wednesday or something, and we were texting like all through Thursday, and I'm like, I'm excited, you know, like, and it's going well. Friday comes along, and I text her like in the morning, just usual, like, you know, morning, you know, what's up, whatever, what a class is like, whatever. And I don't hear from her, and I'm like, okay, strange, but whatever, she's probably busy. I go to class, still haven't heard from her. Go home, still haven't heard from her. And it's getting late. Like, we said we were gonna meet at like 7, and it's like 5. And I send her like another text, and I'm like, hey, just want to check if we're still on for tonight. If something came up, that's like, you know, that's fine. We can reschedule, or we can do something else or whatever. And she just goes, oh, I totally forgot. I'm in New York. New York was like 3 states away from us. This girl left the state to get away from going on a date with me. And I just went, oh, okay. Hope you have fun. And then, I mean, we would still talk at work and stuff, but I was like, okay, if you forgot and then left the state, clearly it was not a high priority. And, you know, that was just how it ended. Any romantic interest I had there, because, well, damn, fuck me, I guess. My luck with women is pretty awful. I'm naturally awkward, which I think you guys can probably tell by the way I talk on stream. So I'm not sure how things work for other people. Don't say you feel bad for me. That makes me feel worse. This was so long ago. I mean, I'm laughing about it because, I mean, obviously it wasn't like a relationship, so I don't have any like deep strings attached to it. But it was just like, damn, that she was so, the idea of going on a date with me was so forgettable that she left the state. Not just left the state, left like 3 states and drove through all of them to get to like New York City. And then was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to be on a date with you. And it's like, well, I understand. Have fun. And then I think I recommended her a restaurant because I had been to New York City, and I obviously I lived in the Northeast for a good portion of my life, so I've been to New York City a lot. And I was like, oh, if you don't know where you want to go for dinner, try this place. And she's like, oh, that sounds really good. I'll probably hit it up. And I was like, okay, have fun and see ya. And then that was the last I kept talking to her because obviously we worked together and kept it civil, but I never tried to like hang out with her outside of work after that because I didn't want to put her in a weird spot to be like trying to be like, oh, let's do a makeup date. But it was clear that the energy was not returned, so I left it as it was, and that was that. Happened to me once too. Reached out, she matched the energy, and then she left. Yeah, you know, some people are like that. Listen, I'm really bad with denying people anything. So I feel like I understand where she's coming from. Like maybe she just accepted because I put her on the spot and she didn't know how to respond. And maybe just like said yes, however, didn't know, she didn't know how to turn me down in the moment and figured it'd be easier by phone. And if that's the case, it's been so many years, there's no hard feelings about it. Worst thing that happened was a friend I know, when I was little, told me she loved me. She was 17 when we got a bit tipsy. Oh dear. I've never had something like that happen to me. Mostly, I mean, so I always make the joke in college I was like a group boyfriend. Like I hung out with like a group of girls, but I was not romantically interested in any of them. So I was just kind of like, I was just friends with them. So I was the friend I played peek with this. Oh, well, clearly that, you know, that text wasn't detrimental. If you're playing peek. Then again, peek is peek. Yeah, I was kind of the group boyfriend. So like if we went to the bar or anything and like a guy would start hitting on one of the girls, they would just like pull me over and it's like, oh, sorry, I'm with him. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And then they'll be like, oh, okay, see ya. And I was just like, I was like bug repellent except for drunk guys. Which helps because from what my friends tell me, I look intimidating. It's awkward? I don't think it's awkward because I don't have any romantic interest in them and they don't have any romantic interest in me. I think I was boy repellent essentially, and I was okay with that because I knew what I was getting into, you know. I'm not a tall guy, but I was taller than all of them. So I could just be like the wedge. I could be the wedge in like getting out of a bar. Oh, you're looking at Nick's thing. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, oh, I didn't think I was that bad. My lesbian friend used me as a shield from another lesbian. I've heard of people doing that. Just like having... Sorry about that. There was just a very loud car outside of my apartment. I've heard of people using that. Like, what do they call that? They call it... No, that's a different term. Never mind. But it's like, it's repellent. Yeah. You just go in and it's like, oh, you know, I'm into this I'm into, like in a lesbian situation. It's like, yeah, I'm into women, but I'm not into you specifically. So then you just grab someone, you're like, hey, you know, we're together. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh man. The dating life of Len Meringue is sad and sad and embarrassing. But that's just how life is. It's just embarrassing yourself until you don't embarrass yourself. We were at a lesbian bar and I was the only man there. No. Oh, I went to a gay bar when I lived in the north, and I didn't know it was a gay bar until... I don't want to phrase it like this. I was going to say until it was too late, but that probably makes it sound awful. I was at a gay bar, and I went with two of my coworkers, and both the coworkers were women, and not gay women, they were straight, but they really liked this bar because they had been to the bar with a gay friend of theirs. And they're like, oh, the drinks are good, and like the music's good, let's go. And I was like, okay, you know, whatever. And they just told me the name. They never told me it was a gay bar. And I went in, and I'm standing next to them when we're talking, and it was really cute. There was this, it almost felt like a cafe that served alcohol. Because there was like a little dance floor area, but there were also like these little chairs and these little lounge area and all that, and like bookshelves and all this stuff. And it was really cute. And we sat in the corner by the bookshelves and the couches, and I was just talking to them and whatever. And they had like these really good drinks, and I was having something. It tasted like raspberry lemonade, but it was like, it was so strong to the point where it didn't taste like there was alcohol in it, you know? So I was drinking that. I'm like, man, this is really good. And this drink was really cheap and blah, 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 whatever. And then I was about to get another drink. And I went to the bar and I was waiting for the bartender to notice me. And by the time the bartender noticed me, she had brought me another one of the drinks I had. And I was like, oh, thank you. And I went to pay for it. And she said, oh, no need. That guy bought you this drink. And I was like, oh. And I waved to the dude, and he was like, you know, he was looking at me and he waved, and I waved at him, and then I just went back to my friends. And then we left the bar and we went somewhere else because we weren't gonna stay at the bar for long. We went out earlier because we were gonna meet a bunch of our other friends later on at a different bar. And when we left, I was like, oh man, that place was good. I want to go back there. And we went to this other bar, which was kind of like it was like kind of like a sports bar, but it was like small and whatever. And we met everyone there. And the friends I was with, or the people we met up with, they're like, oh, were you guys out already? And I was like, yeah, we went to this one bar down the street, you know, whatever the name was. And they went, oh, isn't that gay bar? And I just went, oh, what? And then the friend I was with, they're like, yeah, it's really good. And then that's when the wires started connecting in my brain. And I was like, oh, that's why that guy bought me a drink. Huh? And I just waved at him and then went to go sit down with these two other girls. So I think I unintentionally just duped this guy out of a drink because he was trying to flirt with me. Oh dear. Yeah, it was a free drink. What do you want? Because she's an attractive woman, but still take it as a friend. But when I told you she's in love with me, I didn't know how to react. Yeah, it's a weird situation when you're with friends and they like suddenly emotions and feelings come into play. But yeah, I got a drink from someone who I think was trying to flirt with me, and I didn't acknowledge it because I didn't think about it. I thought the guy was just being nice, because I've been in bars where you just, you know how, you know, guys are pretty chill people. Like, you make friends with guys and they'll just buy you drinks. That happened to me a few weeks ago. I was in a bar with some friends, and then this dude that I was just next to the whole night, he got wrapped up in our conversation. We were just talking about sports and shit, you know, talking about baseball and like racing and all that stuff. And this guy at the end of the night, he's like, I'm about to head out, but let me, you know, like, let me buy you guys some drinks. And we're like, oh, hell yeah, man. Like, thank you. And he bought us like a round of shots, and we took them, and then gave us like fist bumps, and then he headed out. I never even got the guy's name, but like, it's not unusual to do that. You know, you make friends at a bar, they buy you drinks, you buy them drinks. It works out just because you're being friendly. Did not cross my mind that I was being flirted with until probably like 2 hours after it happened. At the lesbian bar, lesbians were buying me drinks. Hey, listen, I hear that dudes are simple people. Do you ever see that meme? I think it's like a 4chan thing where it's like men are easy, just be nice to them. That's actually like the easiest thing in the world. Like it is the most honest approach to have in the world, is that guys are completely easy. You just have to be nice to them. And if they're nice to you and you're nice to them, you suddenly have like a super loyal friendship that is unbreakable. I have had people that I knew for like 2 months stick up for me in situations that were less than favorable, and it was simply because we were nice to each other and we liked each other. And it does take some thought. It is. It's not something to decide on a whim. Okay, I think I've gotten off topic with these dating stories. All right, so art tags. There are 2 kinds of art tags. There are safe for work art tags, and there are not safe for work art tags. And because you guys are now the sour tarts, I'm thinking we can do, I'm gonna have to look this up on Twitter, but the art, like the hashtag tart art might be really good. I'm gonna look up the art, the hashtag, see what's going on. Tart art. Is anything happening with tart art? Oh, wait, hold on. There is, it looks like there might be a VTuber whose name, whose tag is tart art. I think it's a Japanese, a JP VTuber. I'm seeing the same character over and over. Yep, okay, so tart art, arty tarty. Ooh. Hashtag arty tarty. Okay, arty tarty does not seem to have any tweets ever. So, hashtag arty tarty. What about, I'm gonna check sour tart art. Sour tart art. Nope. Also, sour tart art also does not have any hashtags. Sour tart art. 156. Size means nothing when you have fists on your side, man. When you got the hands, that's all that matters. Alright, so sour tart art and arty tarty. I kind of like arty tarty. That's really cute. And then obviously we could just slap not safe, like NSFW onto the end of any of these for the not safe for work tags. Arty tarty. Arty tarty. Now another question. Do we have anything that can beat arty tarty or sour tart art? I kind of like arty tarty. I think that's a really cute one. I really dig that. Arty tarty and arty tarty NSFW. That'd be a good one. Personal hashtags, so tweets and such are related to our community. Yeah. Arty tarty. 30 NSF dub. Yeah, personal hashtags, so tweets and such are related to community. Yeah, so like if you go on some other VTuber clips, like you can get like, or like if you go like Cleo ID or something, they'll have stuff that, excuse me, they'll have hashtags that are like Cleo Art-E. I think that's her art tag. And then there's stuff related to those. Obviously, if you click on that hashtag, it's going to be people who draw art. And if you add like the NSFW to it, then it's going to be adult art. Ah, delicious. The arty tarty, I think I might just executive order that one and claim it, because I think that's really cute and really clever. So arty tarty and arty tarty NSFW. Let's see, what else do we need here? Let me check Tomoe Omori. I'm totally stealing your ideas, Tomoe. I'm sorry. I bought your Fumo. This gives me permission, right? It does not look like she has her hashtags listed on her profile. What about you, Elizabeth? Doesn't look like Elizabeth has it. Raura, do you have? Oh, she has. Ciao, Raura. Okay, so Ciao Raura seems like her clip pages, maybe? Question mark. I love art. I was at an art gallery yesterday. Yeah. I haven't been to an art gallery in a long time. It's been like years since I've been to an art gallery. Let's see. Celia. What are your tags, Celia? Imagination. I do draw a lot around that. Oh, interesting. I do have some artists in chat, huh? I am going to run to the bathroom and get a refill real quick. I'm gonna run some ads. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back, friends. You tarts. Kinda bubble. Are we out of ads? I think we are. Love art so much, I spent nearly 7 years learning it. Really? Not sure, man. Gonna take her more as a friend. Welcome, hello. Well, I think we are cruising along pretty well on these. I'm really liking Sour Tart as the fan name. Artie Tarty is a really good hashtag for the art. By the way, guys, if there is, because I kind of wanted like try to figure out like scheduling at some point, and I know a lot of VTubers, they will post like fan art alongside their schedule. So I obviously will never do that without your permission. But if you post something, I may. DM you guys about potentially using it alongside schedule. So, just saying, if that's something that interests you. Yeah. It's up in the same bed, so it's kind of high up between. I mean, listen, you can. It is very unique, but I'm sure. Or not sure, but like you can definitely platonically sleep next to somebody. Painted a giant can of okay. For a second, that one connected to like sleeping next to your friend, and I was trying to understand the euphemism. I apologize. Well, I think we just need a clip tag. We need a clip tag and then a meme tag. And I know Barco keeps making memes of me. So the, you know, sooner the better. Can I tell you, Barco, I'm gonna be 100% real with you. Now you can imagine me just like putting my hand on your shoulder, man to man here. When I saw that first meme, because I didn't know it was you on Twitter, when you replied with the statement of I ate a lot of meat, I sent that to Sana so quick, and I was like, oh my god, somebody made a meme of me. I was so excited. I was like, I was over the moon. I was like, somebody made a meme of me. Like, this is incredible. I never thought someone would make a meme of me. I don't like getting too sappy with you guys, but I was very happy when I saw that because, yeah, it was an out of context moment, but it was the first time someone has ever made a meme of me. I mean, that's the only time I've ever streamed before. Oh, okay. But it was definitely a high point for me, and I was riding that high all day. I remember that very well. And then the meme that you posted today of fucking Barnacle Boy laser eyeing the stream soon tweet. Yeah. Oh, I think I was talking about it yesterday, but I am going to probably make some like stretch goals in the future because we are gaining obviously followers and all that and the like. And I was thinking maybe like you need to get Photoshop back. Yeah, I need to get that because I need to figure out some emotes. I need to get emotes. I'm thinking of trying to commission some on VGen, but I'm a broke bitch, so I gotta hold off on that. I want to get some because otherwise you guys are just like, if anyone subs, they're not gonna have any reason to sub because I don't get them any emotes. I need to get some on here because I don't want the only incentive to be like, I don't want the only incentive to sub just to be like, you know, no ads, because I don't even like ads anyway. So I'm trying, but please guys understand I have made on this stream, I've made a whopping like $2 in 3 months. So I'm trying to save up to get like emotes and stuff, but it was gonna take a little bit, but I promise I'm gonna try to get you guys something cool for being in the community, because I really do. I love my lemon tarts. I love you guys very much. But it is slow moving. I'm between saving for emotes or saving for legs. It's one or the other. I don't have a high I don't have much of a choice here. I want to do something funny, but without Photoshop I can't do what I want to do. Oh no. Oh, now I'm really curious. That would be amazing. Don't tell me though. I'm saying I'm curious, but don't tell me because I would rather it be a surprise if you do find a way to do it. You made something of Sumi. Ooh. Share with the class later on because I love Sumi clips. I love making clips of Sumi because the best thing about being friends with Sumi, other than the fact that she is wonderful and lovely and talented in every way. Don't tell her I said that. I have to, but my reputation is that I bully her. I can't let her know that I appreciate her friendship in every possible way. But it is really fun. Like when we did the Andy and Lele stream, I just get to make her say cursed shit. I just really love making her say things that can be easily taken out of context. It is so much fun. I try so hard to get her to say things that I know would be great for a clip on Twitch or on YouTube or something. I try so hard to make her say things like, or just like make stupid shit happen on her stream. And it's so much fun. It's so much fun being friends with like, with voice actors because they're like super talented, of course. Can you send Should I send you what you made for something? Sure. If you want to send it to me, like on Twitter or something, my DMs are open, by the way. So if you guys ever want to submit memes or post it and tag me on Twitter, I'm very active on Twitter. That's why I keep pushing it. I like interacting with people there. So, if you guys ever share a meme or share art, just feel free to tag me or use the hashtag, because now that we have them, I'm gonna be looking at them a lot. So I'll share and interact with them as often as I see them. You don't need to ask for permission. I'm also slightly related to what we're doing today. I'm gonna update chat rules because I know it's like a little iffy when it comes to certain VTubers, because I know some VTubers don't like it when you use when you bring up other VTubers or use other VTubers emotes. I wanted to update chat rules to be like, I encourage it, because I'm 100% a VTuber fan. I love when I'm not streaming, if I'm doing, like, if I'm working on something or I'm just playing video games or something, I'm watching VTubers, be it big ones or small ones. So if you guys are subscribed to other VTubers and have their emotes, if something happens with another VTuber and you want to share it, please feel free. I love talking about them. I love VTubers a lot. So I'm going to update chat rules to say that I am not only willing to... What is this? What is this? Let me go hunt. Yeah, there you go. For a second, I thought that was Sumi. I saw pink, and my eyes are terrible because I'm an old man. Why is it almost 1 a.m. in Europe? Because Europe is the wrong time zone, that's why. Yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna update chat rules to say not, bringing up other VTubers and using their emotes is not only allowed, but very much encouraged. Because I love talking about VTubers, and if I'm not listening to music, I'm listening to VTubers. At work, at the gym, like, what do you mean wrong time zone? Yeah, the only right time zone is EST. Every other time zone is wrong. Central Standard Time, lame. Pacific Standard Time, very stupid. Europe doesn't exist. And anything else is just incorrect. It's inaccurate. EST is the global time zone, of course. Hey, that's not fair. Well, you know, it's not fair not being on the East Coast. Yeah, baby. East Coast for life. You live in PST, you live in a made-up time zone. Now you're using emotes from people I don't even know. It's Yangi Meetail. This dude. Oh, Tiagi. Oh, what? Why does Tiagi have Sprigotto emotes? That's so cute. And Eevee. I'm gonna tell Sumi that. Listen, I've told Sumi plenty of times. Because she keeps telling me, she's like, oh, you know, come visit. And I'm like, yeah, but then I'd have to go to PST. Oh, what the fuck? No thanks. Cause she went to a con recently, and she talked about it, so I feel like I can say. She went to a convention recently, and I was like, I will send you money if you find merch for like these VTubers. And she went, or you can come to the convention. I'm like, that would require me to go to PST states. No, thank you. I'm good. So I have been very brutal to Sumi, and it's a miracle that she still wants to be friends with me. Tell Russians their time zone is a joke. Hey, Russians, you should slow down. Dude, funny story. I mean, it's not really a story. It's like a little tidbit. But so I was looking at the, cause I also stream to YouTube, but that's mostly for like archive purposes, so that I can one day get off my lazy ass and cut down some VODs. And I got a notification that my karaoke stream was blocked in certain countries, and I was like, oh shit, like what happened? And I looked, and it's like, I was looking at the list of songs that was like, yeah, this is copyright, but it's allowed on YouTube, so whatever, because it's karaoke, so it's copyright, but it's allowed. so it's not an issue. The song that had made the video or the VOD of the karaoke stream unavailable in other countries. It was trapped in a drive-thru. It was Weird Al. And it was blocked in Russia. So I can only think, and my only working game theory is that it's just because it mentions like McDonald's. And that's all I can think of. Or like Weird Al has some kind of war against the Russians going on. But that was the only one that has an issue. In Russia, it's 2 a.m. Cannot imagine it being 2 a.m. I would have to be sleepy. Hey, Duke is live. Hey, Jelly is live. I'm getting all these notifications on my phone as I'm reading stream. Okay, quick. We are through. We don't have to be quick. I lied. I am enjoying talking to you guys. You all are wonderful and great, I guess. Don't let my kindness stick with you because it won't happen again. We need a clip hashtag and we need a meme hashtag. I had the idea of a hashtag for instead of Len Meringue, it's Meme-rang. Like, you know, obviously how my name is spelt, but it's MEMERINGUE. I think that one would be really cute for a meme hashtag. That could work, yeah. I don't know. If there's no objections, I think that one's pretty clever. That one was one I was thinking of while I was pouring myself a new drink. Yeah, like Meme-rang, I think that's awesome. I think that's very good. That's very nice. Right. Yeah, right. Yeah. Alright, so far, a quick recap of our hashtags. You guys, officially, are my sour tarts, and I appreciate you in private, and appreciate you in public, because I have to play up the tsundere act. Art tags are Artie Tardy and Artie Tardy NSFW. I'll post all of these on Twitter, by the way, and then I'll probably add them somewhere on the Twitch when we're done. And then the meme tag is Meme-rang. So all we need now is the clip hashtag. And then I think we have everything it takes to set up a community, other than my legs. And my lower torso. And hips, I guess. And tail. This place is NSFW sometimes? Yeah. I mean, we just did a Smasher Pass, didn't we? And I talked about my love of Sukumizu. Yeah. Listen. This is not a place for kids. Listen, I curse a lot, and it just kind of flies out sometimes. So if you were here expecting a Smasher Pass, yeah, we did like a whole stream of Smasher Pass for like goth characters, anime characters, cartoon characters. I think I did SpongeBob too. We had the Cursed Coffin stream, that too. Listen, I went into the Coffin of Andy and Lele thinking it was going to be dog shit. That game is actually kind of good. Like, the storyline is pretty good and the characters are well written. I enjoyed it. The dialogue's a little Tumblr-ish, but I can get over it. I enjoyed Andy and Lele. And I think I threatened Sumi yesterday, because she's like, oh, let's do another Andy and Lele stream in October. And it's like, if you're making me wait till October, do another Andy and Lele stream, I'm coming for you. My friend Ashley, my wife. Fuck off, she's mine. Her and her mom. You can get Julia. I don't care about her. She's not nearly as fucked up in the head. Oh, I think I got my alerts working. I'm hoping I did. I was playing with it before stream, and I'm pretty sure I finally got my custom alerts working. And I say custom alerts, it's one alert. Sumi, I asked her, you can keep those. Yeah, hell yeah. It's Friday for me finally. Hell yeah. I like the mentally ill. You and me both. So, it'll take somebody actually activating the alert if someone follows. I don't know if it's gonna work. It should. But the alert right now is Sumi saying, please talk to your therapist about your waifus. So, I'm hoping that it actually comes through. I like the mentally ill, I do. I listen, if bad, why hot? That's what I'm saying. Like, if bad, why hot? How much simpler can it get than that? You're telling me Ashley is toxic? You're telling me Renee is toxic? She's hot though, so what's it matter? My number one trope of like fictional women is the stupid evil woman. Is like an evil idiot. So I can't describe it any better than Makoto and Aru from Blue Archive. Stream alerts or something else. Stream alerts, yeah. So if you know, like, yeah, how people will like donate or follow or subscribe or whatever, it should pop up. I'm pointing as if I have fucking arms on this model. I'm fucking trying to point to the right area of the screen, but you guys can't even see my fucking hand. It should be to your top left. There should be a little alert that comes up. It's the default little animation, but it should be the proper sound, hopefully. You're telling me she ate someone. Like the line Barney, she needs to be crazy to be that hot. What the fuck? Oh, you mean like Barney from How I Met Your Mother. I thought you meant like the fucking purple dinosaur. It's like, when the fuck did Barney say that? Unless Barney knows what's up. That could be a whole different story. I don't remember Barney that much. Yeah, I do have the short of Asumi telling me I could eat the hot girl in Andy and Lele, and I said, what kind of man do you take me for? I would never eat someone unless. The more you duck around with crazy girls, the more you find out. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. That's the scale, right? Unless. I was thinking, okay, so I was gonna say, why is that censored? Crazy Girls is censored? What the fuck? Oh, Nick Ramos, if you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, you'll see you'll see a few shorts. I have like 3, I think, on my YouTube page. Which my YouTube page is the same, it's Len Meringue. But there's a clip from the Andy and Lele stream where I'm telling the game, it's like, don't kill her, she's too hot. And then Sumi says, oh, you can always just eat her. And then I say, oh, what kind of man do you take me for? I don't want to eat anybody. And then when she's not expecting it, I go, unless. Ahoy's first video, hell yeah. We have Barney saying commit tax fraud as a shirt banner. I will neither condone nor... What's the opposite of condone? Guys, my brain is melting. What is the opposite of condone? It's condone or something else with a C. Oh shit, my brain is dying. I'm already in Friday mode, man. Oh dear. Oh man. Oh jeez. Oh man. Oh jeez. Oh man. Whatever it is. Fuck, I forgot what I was even talking about. Oh, she's the first. Friend says he owns the IRS. $4,000, dude. Your friend's going to prison. Your friend is already under the jail with $4,000 to the IRS. You know how much money I owe the IRS? Nothing, because I do my taxes on time. You might say not based. I say I don't want to be in prison. I do my taxes. Technically, I don't do my taxes. My sister Meringue does my taxes, and she's condone or object. Oh. Condemn. That's the word I'm thinking of. Condemn. Yeah, my sister Meringue does my taxes because she's way smarter than I am. And I'm like, are you sure this is right? And she goes, yes. And then she submits it, and it's like, this is correct. And I go, okay, I owe this much, or they owe me this much. And she's way better with numbers than I am. Yes, it is condone or condemn. Those were the words I was looking for. I neither condone nor condemn tax. I neither condone nor condemn tax fraud. Don't give me that, D&D. Censure? Censure? You saying censor? Or am I stupid? Do I not know what the word censure is? Is that a different word? Oh, fuck, man. I went to college and I don't know this. An accountant does this? I can't afford an accountant. I can barely afford being alive, man. I had to break up payments to me. To make Len happen, I had to break up payments. Oh, isn't it great? It's just lovely. Okay, before I forget, we need the clip. We need the clip tag. We could add clip to something like clip meringue, clip Len. I don't think clip Len sounds as good as clip meringue. Oh, we could add clip tart. Clipperang. Ooh, Clipperang is so good. All right, that's it. I'm again executive decision to Clipperang. All right, so our final tags. We have, you guys will be known as the Sour Tarts. My Sour Tarts, my loyal bunch to your loyal butler. The art tags, Artie Tarty and Artie Tarty NSFW. The clip are Clipperang, and the memes are Memerang. Are we happy with these? Is there any that we're missing? I think those are all of them. I think those are all the hashtags we need, but I'm pretty sure we have all of them. I have a community, guys. That's so crazy. Yippee. Yippee! Yes. I don't know if I ever finish the thought because my brain keeps getting sidetracked. But at 50 followers, mark it down now. I'm going to write it in my notebook too. 50 followers. So at 50 followers, you guys are getting an acoustic stream. Not where I play guitar because I don't have an acoustic guitar. I do play guitar, but not well, nor do I have an acoustic. I only have an electric guitar. It's gonna be karaoke, acoustic karaoke, because it was a lot of fun and I do want to sing more karaoke. You guys have this on the docket. The next karaoke stream is gonna be at 100 followers. Or there is also going to be a Christmas karaoke, but that is going to be in December. So whichever comes first is going to be the next karaoke stream. So at 50, I'm going to write this down. 50 is acoustic karaoke. At 100 is another just generic karaoke stream. Another karaoke stream with the spinny wheel for meme songs. And then Christmas is gonna be a Christmas song. Christmas time. Christmas karaoke. That was a lot of fun. Acoustic like. So it'll basically be songs that, like, doing the acoustic version of songs. So it'll be much lower energy than the original karaoke stream was. Because the first karaoke stream was me just being like, what song do you guys want to hear? And you'd be like, play fucking Chris Brown. I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't know those songs, but I'll play it. But acoustic stream will probably be much more uniform. Like, I'll probably list off a good portion of the songs to start, and then it'll be very low energy, very calm, much more singy than Mimi. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not much of a singer. However, I think my strong suit would fit more acoustic than it would high energy. I think the best you're getting of Len Meringue singing is acoustic. It won't be fucking songs. This is the same notebook I have like some of the karaoke songs written in, so I can look at them. It'll be much more Arctic Monkey and Alex Turner than it would be ABBA or ELO or whatever else I come up with. But I do want to sing again, so you guys, if we can get to 50 as fast as possible, I would love that. Because I do want to sing. I've been looking for songs. You'll think of songs too? Please do. I've been trying to let, like, Spotify AI take over and introduce me to more songs so that I can figure out what I want to do. I kind of have an idea for a playlist. Did I sing any Kings of Leon in the last one? I'll have to check the DMs for that. I don't think I sang any Kings of Leon. I want to do some of that. Or maybe some songs from Blue Submarine other than... Yeah, you don't think so? I mean, Kings of Leon only really has, like, 2 songs that everyone knows. I think I sang Stuck on the Puzzle. You would know. You made the whole list, which I very much appreciate. Because if I had to go back and listen to myself sing drunk, I would fucking cry myself to sleep. I want to sing, like, Maroon 5. I want to sing Arctic Monkeys. Maybe Frank Sinatra, maybe some Cher. I just fucking threw my pencil across the room. Gorillaz? Does Gorillaz have any acoustic songs? Like I said, that's the only... 100 is when we're getting the full karaoke stream where we're getting the wheel and all that stuff. But 50's doable. 50 might be done... relatively. I guess Feel Good Inc. But no, not Feel Good Inc. That's a regular karaoke song. It's not Gorillaz, but it is the same singer, Damon Albarn. I could do like, what's that fucking song called? It's like No Something Left to Run. No Room Left to Run. Is that what that song is called? I can't remember. No Distance Left to Run, that's it. Yeah, from Blur. That's a good one. That's a really good song. I would love to sing that one. Beetle Bum, that's a good one. But there's just so many songs that we could sing. I don't think I sang any Beatles songs. Did I? I didn't sing any Beatles songs. I don't think I sang anything from Muse. Definitely not, because Muse is fucking difficult to sing. Did sing some ELO, but I think I sang one ELO song, and then Chapel Roan, Winner. I'm gonna have to make like a whole set list just to have it ready for do it. Definitely gonna do... Well, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to ruin... El Mañana, Broken, Tomorrow Comes Today, also. I know those songs, but not well enough to sing. That's... all the Gorillaz songs that I know well are... Oh, Melancholy Hill. That's a slower song. I could do that one. I actually... You were able to catch me sing My Way. That was my last song, I believe, right? That was the last one. I don't know how I was at that point in the stream because I was fairly intoxicated by the last song. I feel I did very well, but I kind of want to do that in acoustic. Funny thing, I sing with my friend from work. He's twice that age. I used to work with a guy. This was when I was like 16. You guys are not getting any hints as to how long ago that was. I used to work with a guy when I was 16, and he was at least 3 times as old as I am. And the place we worked at would play, you know, your usual pop music or just your popular songs. And he sang I'm Just a Girl by No Doubt. And he was belting it out while we were grilling. I'm 20, so he's 30 to 45. You're getting no hints. I'm not saying yes or no. Oh, I don't have Plastic Beach behind me. So I have a setup on my wall behind me. I have a setup on my wall behind me that is a bunch of my favorite vinyls, and it usually swaps every few months. I'll just swap out some of the vinyls I have. Usually Plastic Beach is up there. It has not been up there in the past few months. I'm gonna have to swap these out. I don't remember the last time I switched them. Right now, I'll read you off the albums that I have. I have Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not from Arctic Monkeys. I have Room on Fire by The Strokes. In the Hall of the Crimson King by King Crimson. You Brought Me Your Bullets, I Brought You fucking something. I can't remember the name of that album, by My Chemical Romance. And then Absolution by Muse. And then I have a whole bunch of albums, both that are mine and Papa Meringues, that are on my vinyl shelf over there. Maybe after stream I'll check them. What is it? You Brought Me Your Bullets, I Brought You My Love. Is that what the album name is called? Also, usually I have Black Parade up there, because I got a special edition of Black Parade that I like to put up there and show off. A lot of vinyls. You have AC/DC on vinyl. I was really hoping that I could get like Led Zeppelin albums, but when we went through my dad's stuff, my mom wanted all of his Led Zeppelin albums, and what am I gonna say? No to Mama Meringue? Yeah, I don't think so. Plastic Beach is peak, Let It Be Known. It is. Plastic Beach is so fucking good. That's one of my favorite albums. I think there's only like one song on Plastic Beach that I don't care about, which is what is that? Super Fast Jellyfish. I don't care too much for it, but the rest of the songs are great. Plastic Beach is so. And then Melancholy Hill itself is amazing. Fucking love Melancholy Hill. That one is definitely going on the acoustic playlist. Excuse me. Why did I suddenly get a fucking fuck ton of Twitter notifications? What? Hold on, I'm replying to something on Twitter. I saw this tweet and I need to reply to it because you'll see it if you go on the Twitter. Sweepstakes? Oh. I really love Feel Good Inc. I don't know why I don't have Feel Good Inc. Yeah. I love Damon Albarn. I don't know anything about him personally, but I love him artistically. Sorry about that, I just slammed my drink down on the desk. Alright, so this is gonna be my hot take. It's not really a hot take, I'm just gonna say my favorite bands. So my favorite bands used to be... Feel Good Inc. is on the karaoke list. Good, because it should be. I can't remember the lyrics, but when I hear the song, I can remember it. So my favorite bands, my top 3 bands. Number 1, Arctic Monkeys. I fucking love Arctic Monkeys. Arctic Monkeys are so good. Like Alex Turner has like the perfect voice for everything I want to do. You replied? What do you mean you replied? Already? Out of all the photos. So yeah, Arctic Monkeys is my favorite band. It used to be number 2. Number 2 is Muse. Muse used to be my number 1 favorite band. However, their last few releases have been lacking, and I'm just not feeling them anymore. And I'm worried that they're never gonna get back to what they were. And then number 3 is My Chemical Romance. So you can kind of pinpoint what music I listened to growing up. Vinyl for Kingdom Come Deliverance. I've heard people talk about that game a lot. I've heard a bunch of my friends talk about that game. Maybe I should check it out at some point. Maybe I should play more than just Uma Musume and Peak. And Project Zomboid that crashes all the time. Good to know. What does he mean by this? You gonna blackmail me? You gonna fuck with my music taste? I love Arctic Monkeys. No, sir, not me. That you're making me worry. Oh man, I should check some of the albums I have. Oh, that's another one. I have an Evangelion. I have an Evangelion vinyl that I like to show off, even though most of the people who come over to my apartment have no fucking idea what Evangelion is. I want so badly. Oh shit, there was one. There was a vinyl of Bakemonogatari. I wanted it so fucking bad, but I could not outbid someone. It was on eBay. They had a Bakemonogatari vinyl. I wanted it so badly, but I was not gonna pay like $100 for it. It was like $60 starting, and I was like, I will happily pay $60 for a Bakemonogatari. And then like in the last like 10 minutes, it spiked from like $60 to like $100, and I was like, I can't do that. Oh man, I wanted it so badly. I have Senjo Gahara sitting on my fucking wall. That'd be so awesome. Guys, can you believe it? You guys have names now. You're my lemon tarts. You my homies. You my fucking my gang. Willing to die for my gang. I am. I'll have to find a good. Play Kingdom Come Deliverance. Play Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's peak. In Czech subtitles, you hear what language I'm trying. I think I'm gonna need like regular. I'm gonna need English subtitles because I'm an old man and I can't really read or hear. Souring my tarts. Oh, who up souring their tarts right now? I'm souring it. I'm souring it. I'm souring it. I'm souring it. Golshi hijack. Campaign is packed with a special login bonus, a daily free scout, Golshi mode for up to 1.2 million monies, and special missions for Golshi star pieces. Interesting. Yeah, language check, subtitles English. I'm omniing it. I'm jaking it. I'm jaking it. I'm omniing it. I'm conquesting it. I'm conquesting it. What's really funny is that I have not watched Invincible yet. I had a photo describing of what communities I'm in. It'd be similar to the Rotten Patty that SpongeBob tries to keep. Yeah, that is pretty similar to the communities I'm in, and not only the communities I'm in, but the VTubers I follow. But I love every VTuber I follow. I love with all my heart. Don't let anyone sour your straws. You know the meme? It's like the fucking laughing emoticon where it's like, he is too concerned with what other people think that you cannot truly enjoy living. That's how you should approach VTubing. Because there are a lot of VTubers and people will try to start drama with VTubers, but you should watch who makes you happy. And the people who I watch make me happy, and that's all that really matters, right? I will be right back again. I have the bladder the size of a peanut. I'm gonna send you guys to ads real quick. All right, chat. Gonna have a little talk. Talk being next week. I was gonna keep it a surprise, but I'm not gonna do that because I don't care anymore. Next week, the educational stream I had. It was gonna be about NASCAR. Play the game with Czech, but English subtitles. Would be surprised what language I speak. I mean, with ahoj being how you say hi, I'm going to imagine it's pirates, right? That's probably mean to say. I'm sorry. It's fucked up of me. I shouldn't say that. I don't know how European languages work. There's so many countries in a small area that all sound different. I don't understand it. Hey! Like, how does Chechen sound different than German, which sounds different from Italian, which sounds different from fucking from English? Like, I don't get it. You guys are like right next to each other. That'd be like if Texans and New Jerseyans spoke different. Like, I don't get it. Like, they have accents, sure, but like, what the fuck? How do you guys speak different languages? That's crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it. It fucking makes no sense in my brain. It's very different. Yeah, I know, but like, you guys are so close together. Like, you guys are closer together than states are. And yet states all speak relatively the same language. But like, it's just like slightly different dialect. There's some German audio than Polish audio. Yeah, I know it's different. I just don't get why. You guys are like basically holding hands. I don't get it. Europeans don't make sense to me. Okay, guys, so this is what I was gonna say. Next week, I'm giving you guys a fucking lecture. Probably twice if I get my way on Tuesday. You guys are gonna learn about NASCAR, and you're gonna fucking love it. You're gonna look me in the eye and say, yes, sir, I fucking love NASCAR. I love cars. I love when they go fast and left. And you're gonna look me in the eye and you're gonna pick a favorite driver. I'm gonna talk about him. It's okay. You don't have to be afraid here. I'm trying to be NASCAR's strongest mitigator, or I don't think that's the right word. With Slovakia, it's basically the same because we were once Czechoslovakia. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah. Oh is right. Because I'm going to teach you about the history of NASCAR. I'm going to teach you why I fell in love with the sport. And even though it's not at the strongest right now, why you should still watch it, because there's so much potential in it. NASCAR is a fun sport, and don't you ever fucking doubt it. NASCAR is great. NASCAR is grand. I love when my cars go fast, and I love especially when they go left at high speeds. I watch IndyCar, where they go left and right. I watch Formula 1, where they go left and right around the world. However, I also watch Le Mans. I also watch the Rolex series or whatever, the Rolex at Daytona, IMSA, that's it. However, I think NASCAR is the most entertaining of all the motorsports. If they could just fix their championship, you watching races, or you just teaching us? So, what I can do next week, I will be in 2 Saturdays when they're at Daytona, or at 2 Sundays, sorry. When they're at Daytona, I will be live reacting to that race, where I'm streaming through that whole race. So I'm trying to get you guys caught up. At Daytona, I will be watching it with you. But for the next 2 weeks, you guys have homework. You just have to tune into the NASCAR race and try to figure it out. But next Friday, I'm going to do my best to give you guys a full comprehensive understanding of like what made NASCAR great and why it's at a low point now, but it could be better. Because I fell in love with a NASCAR that is long gone, with personalities that have long since retired. However, I still see the flame that, or I still see the embers that made NASCAR a cultural flame at one point. And I might bring up some old races. I probably will, because I'm gonna be biased talking about like my favorite seasons and shit. So some of my favorite. So I started watching NASCAR in 2007. I watched it a little bit before then, but 2007, I did not miss a race until like maybe like 2018, and then I was like, okay, I kind of don't care much right now. And then I came back into it in like 2022. Like end of 2022 after my dad passed, and then 2023 I was like really into NASCAR. I was watching every week again, and I haven't missed a race since. So I'll probably be a little biased. I'll share you guys like my favorite seasons. I love how cars turn left again, and then they turn left again from Candace from Phineas and Ferb. Yes, but also no. You gotta see, the thing is, when they turn left, they do turn left. However, it is about how they turn left. And when they get out of the throttle when they turn left, and when they get back in the throttle, and then what is the angle when they turn left? And are they entering too late? Are they entering too early? Are they in the right lane? Are they even doing it right? What kind of track are they on? It's like there's so much that goes into NASCAR, and it's what makes me love the sport so much, is because even though right now NASCAR is at a slow point and when it's at a low point, it is still one of the most entertaining sports because there is so much that goes into every single lap. There is data, there is strategy, there is the way the car is set up, there's the driver behind the wheel, there's the whole week of preparation leading up to it. What kind of track are they at? Are they at a road course? Are they at a short track? Are they at a drafting track? Are they at a super speedway? Super speedways, you never let out of the gas, so you're going 180 at least the entire time. But a road course, you could have 10, 11 turns left and right. You're gonna have to hit the right angle on each single time. If you're at a short track, it's only a mile. You get a few straightaways, and then you gotta get the right angle through the turns. It's so much that goes into it, and it is so great. Like I said, as much as I don't like where NASCAR is now, it is still one of the best sports you can watch, and I wish more people watched it because NASCAR is fucking incredible. I love so much about NASCAR. Like, as much as compared to 2007 when I first started watching, I don't love as much because in 2007 there were so many personalities and the car was great, even though people didn't really like the car tomorrow, but I'll teach you about that next week. Even though people didn't really like what the car was like in 2007, the racing was great. Now the racing can be but you know, it could still improve. And there are good races. The Brickyard, it was good. My favorite driver won. I haven't watched my favorite driver win in 9 years up until the Brickyard. I was excited. I lost my voice cheering because I hadn't watched. So my favorite driver used to be Tony Stewart, and Tony Stewart retired in 2016. I will teach you your way. I will teach you my ways. Listen. If anyone's willing to listen, I don't care if it's one person or a million. I will teach you guys how much I love this fucking sport and how much I want it to be good. Maybe one of these days, maybe it'll be a subscriber goal or something, like a follower goal. Like, I'll watch Talladega Nights with you guys. A lot of people are not fans of Talladega Nights because it represents NASCAR fans in one way or another. I fucking love Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell. But in 2016, my favorite driver, Tony Stewart, retired. And in his last year, he managed to get one more win after he went through so much turmoil to get there. And since 2016, I did not have a favorite driver until 2023, when I finally started to like Bubba Wallace. And Bubba Wallace was on a losing streak. Like, there's 36 races a year, right? And Bubba Wallace won in like the fall of 2022, but that was when my dad was really sick and he would end up passing away. So I wasn't really paying attention to NASCAR at that point, nor did I really care for Bubba Wallace as a favorite driver at that point. So when I started following Bubba Wallace in like 2023, I was rooting for him and I really wanted him to do well, but he was on this super, super long losing streak. And then finally, and what was that, 2 weeks ago? Yeah. 2 weeks ago, the Brickyard 400. So this is another thing I'm going to teach you guys, is that there's these things called the Crown Jewels, and there's 4 Crown Jewels. There's the Daytona 500, Southern 500, Coke 600, and the Brickyard 400. There's 4 races every year that are the biggest races of the year. It used to be because it was the races that would pay $1 million. They kind of keep the payment like kind of secret now, and it's like a little weird with how the charters work, but whatever. But they're the 4 biggest races of the year, and the Daytona 500 is the biggest racing, or the biggest race in stock car history. The Daytona 500 is what so many drivers chase. Some drivers are defined on if they want a Daytona 500 or not. And again, I will fucking watch. If you guys are down right now, I will watch the fucking Dale Earnhardt documentary on why the Daytona 500 is so important. I will watch it right the fuck now, but you'll hear me crying because every time I watch the Dale Earnhardt, every time I watch a Dale Earnhardt documentary, I cry at the end of it, just because I fucking love racing so much. But the Coke 600, it's the longest race in NASCAR history. It's 600 miles. That's what the 600 is. The numbers after each are either the laps or the miles. Daytona 500 is 500 miles. Coke 600, 600 miles. Southern 500, it's 500 miles. The Brickyard 400, 400 miles. Stuff like that. And the Brickyard, it's at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is like the most prestigious raceway in America. The Coke 600, longest race in NASCAR history, 600 miles. Daytona 500, it's where NASCAR started, in Daytona on the biggest speedway. And then the Southern 500, it's the oldest racetrack on the circuit, and it's 500 miles. It was an endurance race back in the day, because 500 miles, when you were like in the 50s and the 60s, not everyone was making it 500 miles. It was just so long. Like, your cars were just not built for it. So it's like super important. All right, you know what? Fuck it. We're watching the Emp Lemon documentary on the fucking on fucking Dale Earnhardt. I don't give a shit, because this race, it's just so fucking important to me, and I think it should be important to everybody. I'm gonna pull it up. Sorry, you're gonna lose the music here. Emp Lemon Dale Earnhardt.
In the last episode of this series...
Alright, shut up. Alright. Strap in, grab some popcorn, we're watching this shit.
In the last episode of this series, I talked about the appeal of professional wrestling, a form of entertainment that disguises itself as a sport. In this episode,
is such a fucking good video.
NASCAR,
this video fucking
makes
me cry every time.
Itself as entertaining. Today, NASCAR's Monster Energy Cup Series tours around the country, racing in front of mostly empty arenas as sponsorships and television ratings continue to wane. At least with professional wrestling, while not many fans enjoy it anymore, there's still at least a small nucleus of people that still care about it. It's nearly impossible to find anyone these days who actually cares about NASCAR.
I do.
Hold on, I'm gonna give my best NASCAR noise impression.
I care
Most
about
people,
NASCAR.
upon hearing the name NASCAR, immediately think
NASCAR.
of a dumb sport where dumb rednecks watch cars go around in circles. But I'm here to tell you that's wrong. The cars actually go around in ovals. In all seriousness,
hey, that's Darlington.
Though, it ain't easy being a NASCAR fan. It ain't easy having to constantly justify to people why you like something that's about as popular as licorice. There was once a time when many more people liked NASCAR, but that time has long since passed. The vacuous boredom often associated with the sport today has paradoxically created intrigue for reasons why anyone would even like it in the first place. Trying to
you guys hear
convince
this all right?
anybody to actually care about NASCAR is a pretty tall order, but that won't stop me from trying. Because there's one driver in the sport's turbulent history that truly embodies all of the reasons why NASCAR was, at one time, the second most popular sport in America. This is the story of Dale Earnhardt.
If you guys don't watch Emp Lemon, you should be. He makes such fantastic documentaries and shit. And this is probably his best video. I might be a little biased, but I think it's just so fucking good. It's such a perfect retelling of the story of Dale Earnhardt. And it's exactly why I love stock car racing, even though it was long before my time in stock car racing.
Many of my viewers like to draw comparisons between me and a writer by the name of John Boyes. And it's
if you don't watch John Boyes, you should be.
Considering John Boyes is one of my biggest inspirations as a creator today. Last Halloween, John wrote a short story about a pitcher who sells his soul to Satan and falls away from the earth in the middle of a baseball game. While this story is clearly a work of fiction, it is eerily comparable to the real life and death of Dale Earnhardt. Our story begins in the rural American town of Kannapolis, North Carolina. Sometime in the late 1960s, a young Dale Earnhardt drops out of high school and uses what little money he has to start competing at locally sanctioned dirt track races. Earnhardt most likely shares the same lofty, unobtainable pipe dream as all of his competitors, to work his way up the ranks and eventually race in the top series of NASCAR. NASCAR, like Dale Earnhardt, had its origins in the rural American South. The roots of the sport can be traced back to the Prohibition era, where moonshiners, attempting to smuggle barrelfuls of illegal whiskey, would tune up their cars to be able to outrun police. When Prohibition ended in the 1930s, the smugglers were left with nothing to do but race each other. Small, unsanctioned races began to take place all across the South. I don't know where I'm supposed to find it, though. But perhaps no other place became a more popular racing destination than Daytona Beach, Florida. The beaches of Daytona feature finely grained sand that forms a hard, compact surface ideal for auto racing. In the early 20th century, automotive engineers would use the beaches of Daytona to try to break the land speed record. Eventually, record attempts would migrate to the salt flats of Bonneville, Utah, leaving Daytona open for a new frontier of stock car racing. You guys ever seen the salt flat attempts? They're so fucking cool. The way those cars look, they're amazing. Stock car racing differs greatly from other racing series such as IndyCar or Formula One. These types of open-wheel racing feature expertly crafted machines specifically designed to maximize speed and handling.
Hey, Juan Pablo.
While open-wheel machines require an impressive degree of skill and finesse to operate, their design also leaves them very fragile, rendering them virtually unable to contact each other on the track, as even a slight tap can produce a scrapyard of wrecked race cars. Because of this, open-wheel racers rarely ever touch, resulting in very clean and fluid racing. Stock cars are pretty much the complete opposite. It essentially asks the question of, what would happen if you bought a car from the dealership and started racing it? Naturally, consumer-grade cars are much more bulky and less aerodynamically dependent than their open-wheel counterparts. This allows stock cars to take much more of a beating while still remaining competitive. This is the closest race in NASCAR history, leading to a style of racing that is slower but much more durable and contact-heavy. It's a style of racing that started to become wildly popular in the American South. And perhaps no other man was more responsible for the rise of American stock car racing than Bill France. Bill France was a fan of stock car racing since the days of his youth in the Roaring '20s, where he would skip school to drive laps in his parents' Model T. When the Great Depression struck,
in
Big
Formula
Bill
One,
would
right?
flee to Daytona with less than $100
Formula
to his
One,
name.
I'm an old head. I still
by
root
racing
for Lewis
cars on the
Hamilton
beach.
whenever I see him.
Eventually,
I got
Bill
into
France would
Formula One
transition from
later.
race driver to race
I
promoter.
got into Formula One a little later than a lot of people, but I still, whenever I see Lewis Hamilton, I'm always rooting for him.
On February 21st, 1948, he revolutionized
I do like Max
American
Verstappen. I have his
motorsports by
diecast
founding
in my
the
bedroom.
National
I have like
Association for Stock
all of
Car
Red Bull
Auto Racing,
diecasts
NASCAR.
that I got from Costco.
Before NASCAR, stock car racing mostly featured scattered and disorganized events with inconsistent rules. With no major governing body to sanction races, there was nothing stopping some promoters from just not paying drivers the winnings they were owed. NASCAR changed all of this by organizing a unified schedule of racing events, complete with a singular rule set, championship point system, and guaranteed
Red
driver
Byron,
winnings.
baby, that's the first NASCAR
truly
champion.
became the first legitimate stock car racing league in America, and all of a sudden, the allure of earning fame and fortune through a life of racing began to attract drivers from far and wide. One of these drivers was a young Ralph Earnhardt, who in 1953 started racing full-time in NASCAR's Sportsman Series. Ralph Earnhardt's talent on quarter-mile dirt tracks made him a regional racing star in the Carolinas, and even won him the Sportsman Series championship in 1956. And even though he would use his racing talent to single-handedly lift himself out of poverty, he surprisingly didn't wish the same destiny upon his son, Dale Earnhardt. Both Ralph and Dale grew up in Kannapolis, North Carolina, a town so rural that it wasn't even incorporated until 1984. Before that, almost everyone born into this place had no way out. Only Ralph Earnhardt's racing talent could save him from a lifelong career at the local cotton mill. Dale Earnhardt saw his father as his greatest inspiration, and he saw racing as his only real ticket to success. Ralph Earnhardt didn't want his son to race, despite his own talent in the sport.
Can you explain this? I only know Formula One.
Talent is a...
Okay, well, so could you go into detail of what you need explained? Because I will happily explain it. So short tracks, there's short tracks, intermediate tracks, super speedways, stuff like that. So while Formula One, they usually race on left and right circuits, right? They like road courses, like Monaco. They know like the Formula or the Las Vegas Grand Prix, stuff like that. So short tracks, they can be anywhere from a quarter mile to like a mile, and they're very short. It's literally 4 corners, all left turns. A good example would be to look up Bowman Gray Stadium, which is the shortest. I went to Bowman Gray this past February, and it was it was a great race. I really loved being there. But it's very short. It's a quarter mile, so you can only fit so many cars on there. You can fit like 21, and they're all bumping and grinding. I mean, how's that guy? Like like Ralph Earnhardt? I mean, that was well before my time. I'm not that. I know I say I'm old. I'm not 1950s Ralph Earnhardt old. But Ralph Earnhardt was very good on those short tracks. So whenever they would race at these short areas where it's a lot of braking and a lot of acceleration off the turns, that's when he would shine at his best. So he would get into the turns very well, and he would get off the turns very well, and that was really what is important on short tracks is braking and acceleration, because it's mostly turns on a short track, as opposed to something like Monaco where there's straightaways and there's a lot of turns and left and rights. Short tracks, you have 4 turns to try and make your pass. And those laps tick away real quick.
Very rare thing. If everyone were talented, no one would be. Ralph Earnhardt probably knew this, and if he had his way, Dale Earnhardt would have quit racing to graduate high school and get a nice desk job in the big city. He probably never expected his son to become one of the greatest drivers ever. He never lived to see it either. Just 20 years after he began racing full-time, Ralph Earnhardt died of a heart attack. Dale Earnhardt could have followed his father's wishes, and if he did, he'd probably still be around today. But instead, he chose to follow in his father's footsteps. And in trying to prove to his late father that he belonged in a race car, Dale Earnhardt would accidentally become one of the best in the world. Just 6 years later, he found himself at the crossroads of history.
Covering a city block a second in rush hour traffic. Take a look at that. Earnhardt blazes back into the front of this group. There's Earnhardt, your leader, out of turn 4.
Even at the very beginning of Dale Earnhardt's rookie season,
those
in the
cars
NASCAR
are so
Winston
fucking beautiful
Cup
in the
Series,
70s.
his talent was undeniable. For a moment, he found himself leading the 21st annual Daytona 500, which may have been the most important race in the history of NASCAR. Daytona International Speedway is quite possibly the greatest arena ever constructed by man. The scale of this place is difficult to describe, but let's just say it's big enough to be sunny on one end and stormy on the other. This modern-day Coliseum is the fruit of one of the most ambitious engineering projects of the 20th century.
If you guys ever find yourselves in Charlotte, North Carolina, I strongly suggest going to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, because, one, motorsports is fucking fantastic, and the stories it has to tell are amazing. But there is a display where you can, it's when you first enter the Hall of Fame, and it shows you the banking of like every track, and it lets you walk on certain portions of it, and it shows you the banking of Daytona, of like how these turns look that you're looking at right now. And it is basically going straight up. I was in the USA and got stabbed, so yeah, enough US for me. Well, you know what? That's pretty fair. If you get stabbed in the USA, I don't blame you for not coming back.
Of none other than Bill France. After 20 years of watching sloppy races on the beach, Bill France sought to construct a racetrack where drivers would never have to let off the throttle. The result was a 2.5-mile-long tri-oval surrounded by a 31-degree embankment. The sheer size of these corners is downright intimidating. It looks like you'd have a hard time walking up them, let alone driving on them. The mere architecture of this place boggles the mind today, so you could only imagine the amazement of the 42,000 spectators who witnessed the inaugural running of the Daytona 500. The pure spectacle of almost 60 stock cars barreling around an asphalt bowl at 135 miles per hour was something that no one had ever seen before. And after an unforgettable photo finish, the Daytona 500 immediately established itself as the most prestigious event on the NASCAR schedule. For every stock car driver in America, a win at Daytona is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. At the time of its opening in 1959, Daytona International Speedway was the largest track of its kind. 10 years later, Bill France would build an even bigger one in Talladega, Alabama. And while Talladega Superspeedway would also go on to be very popular with fans, it would not displace the Daytona 500 as NASCAR's crown jewel event. And that's why in 1979, CBS elected to broadcast the full race live in front of a national audience. It would be the first live broadcast of an entire 500-mile motorsports event in the history of American television. NASCAR found itself in a perfect storm of circumstances, quite literally, as on the day of the race, a blizzard left most of the eastern US stuck indoors with nothing to do but watch the Daytona 500. An estimated 15 million viewers tuned into this race, and for a brief moment, some of them got to see an unknown driver by the name of Dale Earnhardt leading the race. While his father dominated on short tracks, Dale Earnhardt would find his greatest success on the big ones, even though they would also provide him with his greatest turmoil. He didn't know it at the time, nor did anybody else watching, but Dale Earnhardt was cursed. This is the story of a person and a place, a racer's relationship with a racetrack. This was merely the first chapter of Dale versus Daytona. Earnhardt would go on to finish 8th out of 41 drivers in this race. Not bad for his very first attempt at NASCAR's most coveted prize. Dale Earnhardt's rookie effort would be reduced to an afterthought, however, as everyone's attention was instead drawn to perhaps the greatest finish in the history of NASCAR.
It's all come down to this. Out of turn 2, Donnie Allison in first. Where will Cale make his move? He comes to the inside. Donnie Allison throws the block. Cale hits him. He slides. Donnie Allison slides. They hit again. They drive into the turn. They're hitting the wall. They're head on the wall. Coming down. Richard Petty is now pulling out in front. Darrell Waltrip is in second. A.J. Boyd is in third. Here they come. Waltrip trying a slingshot. Petty is out in front at the line. Waltrip Petty wins it. And here comes a $60,000 car becoming a 22-passenger school bus to bring his crew to victory lane. And there's a fight between Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison. The tempers overflowing. They're angry. They know they have lost. And what a bitter defeat.
In just
Have
a
a good
matter of
night,
minutes,
Nick.
the
Thank you for
television
tuning in for
audience
so
got to
long.
experience
Have a good
dramatic
rest.
racing, a crash, an unforgettable last lap pass, NASCAR's most iconic driver setting an unbreakable record, and a bare-knuckle fistfight, all on live TV. All of a sudden, the colloquial regional sport of NASCAR found itself with a national audience. The finish made it all the way to the front page of the New York Times sports section, and NASCAR would never be the same. The 1979 season saw Dale Earnhardt capture his first career win in just his 16th start. He would win the Rookie of the Year award for that season and go on to finish 7th in the overall standings in a year where Richard Petty won his 7th and final Winston Cup championship. At this point in time, Richard Petty is unanimously regarded as the greatest driver in the history of the sport. Looking at it today, his career statistics seem almost mythical. Petty's 200 career victories are almost double the next driver on NASCAR's all-time win list, and his 7 series championships were, at the time, more than double any other driver. After the 1979 season, the mere notion of any other driver challenging Petty's throne as the greatest of all time was laughable. But if anyone were to do it,
absolutely,
it would have
it's still
to be a
just
driver
as
the
good
likes of
hearing
which
it
no one
than
had
you.
ever seen.
And
Where
watching
Dale
it.
Earnhardt in car number 2 is currently the leader.
It's just such a
He
good
is on
fucking
his way to
story.
victory and hopefully to pick
It's like
up some
something
additional
everyone needs to
points
watch,
as
or
he
at
is
least
on his
listen
way in
to.
his sophomore year to a national championship.
In 1980, Dale Earnhardt shocked everyone by winning the Winston Cup Series championship in just his second full-time season, only the 15th different driver to achieve the title of NASCAR champion. Already in his young career, Dale Earnhardt had joined some elite company, but he would soon learn that even when you're great, you're still a long way from the best. Although he began with one of the greatest starts to any career in NASCAR history, Earnhardt's car owner Rod Osterlund would unexpectedly sell his race team midway through the 1981 season. Earnhardt reacted poorly to this transition and struggled for the next few seasons while bouncing from owner to owner. After going winless in 1981, Dale Earnhardt had the worst statistical season of his career the following season, finishing the 1982 campaign with an abysmal average finish of 19th, while failing to finish more than half of his races for the year. After such a promising beginning, Earnhardt's Winston Cup career had slammed straight into a concrete wall.
I'll tell you, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. When you do that in a hot car,
Oh, we've got trouble in turn 1. Look at that, 2 automobiles. That's Dale Earnhardt in the Wrangler Jeans machine.
One of Earnhardt's 18 DNFs for the season resulted from a violent crash at Pocono that sent his number 15 Ford skidding on its roof down the embankment of the first corner. The accident would fracture his kneecap, but it wouldn't stop the scrappy Earnhardt from racing the very next week at Talladega, where he would suffer another hard crash. This was surely the most trying time of Earnhardt's racing career. Many at this time began to wonder whether Earnhardt's 1980 championship was just a fluke. But Dale Earnhardt was not like the other drivers. He wasn't racing for the fame or the fortune. He was racing to prove that he belonged. He was racing to prove himself to his late father, and when a man is dead set on accomplishing an impossible task, he will never stop chasing it. When faced with the lowest moment of his career, Dale Earnhardt did what he always did. He waited for an opportunity and pushed forward.
Fuck you, buddy.
Earnhardt going to turn 3 at 200 miles an hour. Winds it up, fires it in there. A brilliant maneuver by Earnhardt. The checkered flag belongs today to Dale Earnhardt.
Stock car racing's all-time
It's a
winner,
good time to use the
Richard
bathroom
Petty.
if you have
When
to.
you need a mower, go with the best. Go with Lowe's.
You'll be a winner at Lowe's.
Every weekend throughout America, there is great NASCAR racing.
I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Against sexual harassment.
Is this the best a man can get?
Sexual harassment.
Is this the best a man can get? But something finally changed.
Yes, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Okay? I'm fucking better than you. Okay? Much better than you. You are garbage. I'm losing my mind tonight because of how stupid the majority of the country is.
Hey, we were watching that!
Join the club today and you'll see why 2019 won't be like 1984.
Oh dear. Almost sat on my...
So that's the story
Here we go.
of the 1984 Talladega 500. This man, Dale Earnhardt, is successful.
In 1984, Dale Earnhardt found himself with a new owner, Richard Childress, and a new car number, 3. He would stick
Y'all
with
better
both
prepare,
of them
'cause
for the
this
rest
one
of his
starts
career.
getting good.
Under Childress, Earnhardt's career would immediately begin to rebound, and it would mark the beginning of his finest era. By 1986, Earnhardt would be champion once more, becoming just the 11th driver in history to win multiple NASCAR championships. In 1987, he had the best statistical season of his career, finishing the year with 11 wins and his 3rd Cup championship. And after this dominant season, Earnhardt would return in black, embracing his
Yeah,
new role
fucking
as
black
the
number 3,
Intimidator.
baby.
Now would probably be a good
That
time
might be
to
the best
explain
looking
what
race
exactly
car
made
anyone's ever
Dale
had.
Earnhardt such a potent racer. Well, Dale Earnhardt first learned his racing style from watching his father slide around on dirt tracks, and he never really unlearned
I mean, how do
it.
you get any better
Remember
than the
earlier
fucking
how I
good
mentioned that
wrench
the
number
durability
3,
of
man?
stock cars allows them to more easily bump into each other? Well, Dale Earnhardt would take this idea and turn his vehicle into a weapon. Earnhardt would make frequent use of the bump and run, a racing tactic where a driver uses the inertia of their own car to move other drivers out of the way and advance their position. It's a maneuver that's practically unheard of in open wheel racing because it's really only possible in a series like NASCAR. Even within NASCAR, the bump and run is still a highly controversial move. Racing purists consider it a dirty tactic, as it detracts from the skill of outlining your competitors. Other fans view it as a valid and necessary part of stock car racing, considering it's a viable strategy that's not against the rules. Your outlook of this issue most likely determined whether or not you were a fan of Dale Earnhardt, as his frequent use of the bump and run quickly made him one of the most polarizing drivers in NASCAR, and his notoriety would only grow as he became one of the most dominant drivers in the sport. For many drivers, nothing was scarier than seeing Dale Earnhardt in your rearview mirror. If you saw the number 3 Chevy behind you, you would either get out of his way or he would make you get out of his way. For many years, Earnhardt was NASCAR's greatest heel.
It's not fair, and they try to race nice and clean. And
You know, the thing of it is, you go out and you run as hard as you can all day long, and then him trying to cut you out to outrun it, that ain't the way I was brought up racing.
I guess what they were insinuating, don't go run into Dale Earnhardt.
If you weren't an Earnhardt fan,
oh
it was
man,
probably
imagine
very
being
easy
so
to
good
hate
at
him,
racing that
because
an
there was a
entire
good
sport
chance you could
fears
recall
you.
a time when he wrecked your favorite driver. Despite Earnhardt's tendency to enforce his will upon other drivers on the track, he certainly had his fair share of supporters.
Can you imagine?
Dale
I would
Earnhardt
love to have
raced
that kind
in
of
real
power.
life how anybody races the first time they pick up a NASCAR video game. The other
Hey, I
drivers
played
were just
that on stream.
obstacles separating him from first place. Many fans found Earnhardt's cavalier style endearing and relatable. He would struggle and claw for every single position, much like how many fans in the poor American South had to struggle for every paycheck. Who cares if he bangs up some other cars? He's just trying to win like the rest of them. An uneducated small-town hick with no other prospects trying to turn lemons into lemonade. For anyone
Lemons?
stuck in rural America,
That's me!
Earnhardt represented the way out. Standing outside of his car, Earnhardt was just like them. But as soon as he stepped inside that black number 3, he transformed into a racing god. A lot of Earnhardt's detractors pointed to his racing style as an unfair crutch, but eventually, for anyone watching long enough, his talent was undisputable.
And Earnhardt loses it, goes on the grass, comes back, and Earnhardt still got the lead. Incredible!
Although Dale Earnhardt remains one of the most memorable NASCAR drivers to this day, he was never the most popular driver. That distinction belonged to Bill Elliott.
You know, the thing of it is, I have been not the aggressive driver all my life. You know, I've tried to give and take with the best of the things. But when a guy cuts you off that bad and that obvious, it's time to take the other cheek.
Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, Georgia, was in many ways a
Bill
foil to
Elliott's
Dale
son
Earnchart.
is still in NASCAR,
He,
for those
too,
who don't
came
know.
from a
It's
racing
Chase
family
Elliott.
and rose to prominence in the 80s as one of NASCAR's
Cool
best.
Chase from the same place,
soft-spoken
actually.
and humble Elliott contrasted heavily with the outspoken and brash
Might be one of the
Earnhardt.
coolest
Whereas
nicknames. You have
Earnhardt
Awesome
gained
Bill from
notoriety for his
Dawsonville
combative
and
racing
Cool
style.
Chase from
the
the
name
same
of Elliott's
place.
game was speed. Over the past decade in NASCAR, the overall speeds of the race cars had gradually risen, especially on the giant superspeedways of Daytona and Talladega. In 1984, Cale Yarborough became the first stock car driver in history to set a 200-mile-per-hour qualifying lap at Daytona. The very next lap, he would lose control and total his race car. As the speeds crept upwards, the drivers crept ever closer to the edge of control. Despite the newfound risk, NASCAR's top speeds continue to climb. With each new superspeedway event, engineers and crews would roll out ever so faster cars. And from 1985 to 1987, no car was faster than Bill Elliott's red and white Ford Thunderbird.
$1 million Bill.
Perhaps his most stunning achievement came in the 1985 Winston 500, when Elliott cut an oil line and fell 2 laps behind the leaders, only to make up the entire deficit under green and win the race. His car was simply that much faster than the others.
In modern times, nobody has monopolized NASCAR racing
Three-quarters
like
of
Bill
Manhattan
Elliott.
Island.
He has raced
That's
around
that
this
much
season
faster.
than a person throwing double sixes.
2 years later at the same event, Bill Elliott would set NASCAR's all-time speed record, 212.8 miles per hour.
So I don't
For
know if it's
comparison,
true, but I
the
think
pole
I
speed for the
watched the
Indianapolis
last
500 that
qualifying
same
lap
year,
over 200
the
miles an
fastest
hour
open
a
wheel
few
race
years ago.
was
Like over
2:15.
10 years ago.
It's also important to note that, on average, a stock car weighs about twice as much as an Indy car. There's been a pretty big elephant in the room during this whole video. So far I've talked on and on about the history of NASCAR, but I've yet to explain why people actually like it. I mean, sure, it's easy to cherry pick the sport's most exciting moments, but what about the other 99% of the time it's just regular old-fashioned racing? What's the appeal of watching cars go around in circles? Well, long story short, people don't watch NASCAR for the same reasons they watch other sports. You can pick up a football and start playing right now in your backyard. You can't just hop in a NASCAR and start racing people. In order to understand the appeal of NASCAR, we have to talk about soldiers, astronauts, and prestige. Being a soldier comes with a certain amount of prestige. Most people find their sacrifice admirable, but you don't have to search far to find people who disagree. You'd be hard-pressed, however, to find anyone who doubts the prestige of an astronaut. You can talk about intelligence and science degrees and technical skill all you want, but the fact of the matter is that soldiers fight against other soldiers in man-made wars, while astronauts fight against the surly bonds of nature itself. It takes bravery to volunteer yourself to go fight in some far-off foreign land, but but it takes a whole nother level of bravery to strap yourself into a pressurized metal canister and fly out of the top of the sky. Astronauts have so much prestige because they come the closest to kissing the snarling jaws of certain death. There's no denying that war is also deadly, but humans have been fighting and killing each other since the dawn of man. It's easy to understand the nature of warfare. It's difficult to understand the limits of nature itself. And nothing is more terrifying than what we don't understand. Who am I kidding? This is a dumb analogy. NASCAR drivers are nothing like astronauts. I mean, come on. Have you ever seen a NASCAR fly? In the race immediately corresponding with Bill Elliott's record-breaking qualifying lap, Bobby Allison would blow a tire in the tri-oval. The back of his car would lift off the ground and sail into the catch fence at nearly 200 miles per hour. It turns out that if you spin a car sideways at a fast enough speed, the aerodynamics will force the car aloft like the wing of an airplane. In the 1987 Winston 500, the 210 mile per hour pace was enough to lift up Bobby Allison's 3,500-pound race car like a piece of paper. For a brief, surreal moment, all of NASCAR stood still. By pure chance, Allison's left front fender clipped the wall the instant before the back of his car hit the catch fence, which redirected the momentum of his car away from the spectators. Had Allison spun at just a slightly different angle, we could have witnessed a tragedy on the scale of the 1955 Le Mans disaster, where an out-of-control race car was projected into the stands at a very high speed. 83 spectators were killed in the catastrophe, leading many European nations to place a temporary ban on all motorsports. To this day, it remains the deadliest accident in racing history. Allison's car had sheared a 100-foot gap in the protective fencing, and NASCAR fans found themselves staring into an eerie window of what could have happened. Miraculously, only 5 spectators were injured, and no one was killed. The line between driver and spectator had been severed, and it could have ended NASCAR entirely. Fortunately, NASCAR would make good use of their second chance, as the era of speed came to a permanent end. This accident would force NASCAR to implement restrictor plates at all future superspeedway races, which would limit the horsepower of all cars to keep them below dangerous speeds. This would profoundly change the way drivers raced at Daytona and Talladega. Gone were the days of Bill Elliott making up 5 miles under green. Restrictor plates made it so that cars could no longer pull away from each other, instead emphasizing the attractive effects of slipstream. Simple racing moves such as passing were now drastically altered, as timing and aerodynamics were now much more important than speed and handling.
Restrictor ate it all up. It made everybody the same speed, and that made it probably more dangerous than when we were running 210.
Naturally, many drivers were unhappy with this new change, and no driver hated restrictor plate racing more than Dale Earnhardt.
As slow as all of us is running, there'd probably be trouble everywhere.
Which was a little odd, considering he was the best restrictor plate racer on the planet.
7 1 1 9 3. God damn! Every time I look at this stat, it's incredible. I mean, how could you be so good at a style of racing and hate it? I mean, what the hell, man? I wish I was old enough to have seen Dale Earnhardt.
It was one of the most dominant runs of any race category in motorsports history, and it happened during a time when NASCAR had arguably its toughest ever competition. The 90s truly were a golden age of NASCAR in popular culture. Attendance and television ratings steadily rose as movies like Days of Thunder drew intrigue from across the nation. Big brands and TV networks were lining up to capture their own slice of the booming NASCAR scene. NASCAR had gone fully national, and it had fundamentally transformed itself from a simple showcase of speed in the prior decade. The sponsors, drivers, tracks, and cars had all changed, but one thing remained the same. Dale Earnhardt was dominating the competition. From 1990 to 1994, Dale Earnhardt would win 4 more Cup championships, tying Richard Petty's record of 7, a record considered by many to be untouchable just 10 years prior. With each new championship, it became harder and harder for people to disregard Earnhardt's success. Although many still resented his racing style, you can't win 7 NASCAR championships without being a pretty talented driver. Earnhardt's detractors were simply running out of excuses to deny his greatness. Soon, there was only one thing keeping Dale out of the conversation for the greatest of all time.
Now, you've not won Daytona, right?
I've won Daytona, the firecracker race in July, but I haven't won the Daytona 500. That's like the Super Bowl race for us.
After 17 years of effort, the Daytona 500 belongs to Franklin, Tennessee's Darrell Waltrip. He's done it.
I won the Daytona 500. I won the Daytona 500.
In 1989, Darrell Waltrip won his first and only Daytona 500 in his 17th attempt. At the time, he was considered the best driver to never win it, and after he did, everyone was left to wonder about the next best driver to take Waltrip's place. Immediately, many thought of Dale Earnhardt, who had yet to win the Daytona 500 after 11 tries. But surely in 1990, while entering the final corner of the final lap in first place, after leading 3/4 of the race, Earnhardt could put the narrative to rest.
They still run single file, halfway down the back straightaway, half a lap to go. Still, Earnhardt now stretching his lead by another car length over Cope. Labonte can't do anything with Cope either. Earnhardt's car blows up. Earnhardt blows a tire in turn number 3.
And on the outside, it is car number 10, Derek Cope. Something amiss on the Earnhardt car. Coming to the line, it's Labonte pulling up, and an amazing finish.
Dale, what the heck happened on the last lap? We run over some debris and cut a right rear tire down, David. Just a quarter of a lap away from victory.
In 1991, Earnhardt would damage his car after hitting a seagull, forcing him to pit. He would battle all the way back to second place before crashing with 2 laps to go.
Hello?
Dale Earnhardt
Can you guys hear
fails to win the Daytona 500 again.
For some reason, I wasn't talking. I was trying to talk that whole time.
Wasn't his fault. A newfound consequence of restrictor plate racing were massive crashes that would often wipe out over a dozen cars. After a while, these crashes seemed almost inevitable due to the extremely close pack racing that now resembled rush hour traffic, but at 190 miles per hour. One slight error by a single driver could spark a chain reaction that would take many cars out of the race. It was one of Earnhardt's main reasons for hating restrictor plate racing, and he would fall victim to it numerous times. In 1993, Earnhardt would once again lead most of the race, only to finish second after Dale Jarrett passed him on the final lap.
Well, thankfully, once this video's over, I'll probably call it and then restart my computer, and that'll be hopefully all she wrote for it.
Later in the 96 season, Earnhardt would suffer a horrific-looking crash that sent his number 3 Chevy tumbling down the Talladega front stretch.
Dale Earnhardt attempting to walk to the ambulance as he walks away from one of the worst incidents in his racing career.
Sternum, collarbone, and shoulder.
Earnhardt hated restrictor plate racing. It was starting to look like restrictor plate racing hated him.
All those frustrating years for Earnhardt, so close, so many times when it should have been his, and it wasn't.
If we get the right help, we're at the right place at the right times. Like I just told Richard, I said, what do you think? You know him better than I do. He said, I've been here a lot of times before, and you can bet he's been in the floor pan right now with that throttle pedal, but if it's racing God's time to shine on that 3, we'll just have to see.
As was the formula at this point, Earnhardt ran up front all day and found himself in a battle for the lead with just a few laps to go. And all of a sudden, he found himself on his roof once again.
Oh, Jarrett's loose.
Down the back straightaway. Big trouble. Earnhardt out. Up and over number 3.
My goodness,
and for
man.
the 19th time, Lady Luck deals a bad hand.
I'm not sure I actually believe in curses.
I want to have
Dale
this
Earnhardt's
kind of
misfortune
fucking
in the Daytona
resolve.
500 really made me consider it. For some wicked reason, the 7-time NASCAR champion and best superspeedway racer in the world could not, for the life of him, win this one superspeedway race. Earnhardt's gut-wrenching futility at this one event is made even more insane when you consider that he's the winningest driver in the history of the track. No, seriously. By 1997, Earnhardt had won pretty much every stock car event at Daytona multiple times over, all except the one that mattered most. After 19 tries and 19 failures, he should have been completely discouraged. But Dale Earnhardt was not a quitting man. He wasn't even willing to quit this race.
What a pile of grit. Earnhardt is in the car. He's barking instructions to the crew. This thing is so beat up. If Earnhardt can make 1 lap or 2, it's an absolute miracle.
Even though he no longer had any chance of winning, Dale Earnhardt would hop out of the ambulance and back into his mangled car to finish the race. When faced with the lowest moment of his career, Dale Earnhardt did what he always did. He waited for an opportunity and pushed forward.
But Earnhardt has a benefit. There's a slow car up ahead.
And there's trouble coming off of turn 2. Some cars get tangled. It might be this. Whoever gets back to the start-finish line, they'll get the white and the yellow together.
20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500.
20 fucking years, man.
Every man on every crew.
How do you not love racing?
Pit lane to congratulate the man who has dominated everything there is to win in this sport, except this race, until today. They used to boo Dale Earnhardt when he was winning too much. That'll happen if you dominate any sport. But today, when they introduced the Intimidator, the crowd was full of cheers.
For all them race fans and all them people have been saying, Dale, this is your year. Dale, this is your year. And boy, a lot of them said it this year. The Daytona 500 is ours. We've won it, we've won it, we've won it.
And man, how do you beat that?
The hangover from Earnhardt's Daytona 500 victory lasted throughout the 1998 season, where Dale would not win another race and finish a distant 8th in points. Perhaps overcoming the single greatest foe in his racing career was a little demotivating. After winning the 500, Earnhardt had almost nothing left to accomplish. He could have tried for another championship, breaking the tie with Richard Petty, but both he and a lot of others began to tell that his age was starting to get the best of him. Later in the 98 season, Earnhardt suffered his second hard crash at Talladega in 2 years. In the post-race interview, Earnhardt for the first time ever sounded fed up, exhausted, and demoralized.
What was the day like up to that point?
It was good. It's not good racing, though. Y'all can talk about all you want. It ain't good racing.
In 1999, Earnhardt would infamously dump Terry Labonte to win at Bristol.
Leader change and Labonte takes the lead. And meanwhile, Ricky Rudd trying to... Oh, and Earnhardt spins him out. Dale Earnhardt takes the checkered flag.
Any goodwill he had from his crowning achievement just a year prior had worn out its welcome, as Earnhardt was showered in a chorus of boos from the 140,000 in attendance. At this point, Earnhardt and the fans had a mutual yearning for something new.
I'm here with Dale Earnhardt after he just won the Die Hard 500.
What's the question, dude?
How was the race?
Checker flag, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is Texas.
Oh, man. I fucking love seeing Dale Jr. I can't believe I used to have some kind of hatred towards him. It wasn't hatred, I just disliked him for some
Dale
reason.
Earnhardt Jr. made his
But I have so
full-time
much
Winston Cup
respect for
debut in
Jr.
2000
now.
under his
As I'm
father's own
older,
race
I
team.
realize
Dale
the
Jr.
importance he
captured his
played in
first
the
career
sport.
win in just his 12th overall start, almost 21 years to the day of his father's first win. In Victory Lane that day, Dale Sr. appeared to take more pride in his son's accomplishment than any of his own. Racing with his son seemed to renew Dale Earnhardt's sense of purpose. Some would say that's all he ever really wanted, to race side by side with his own flesh and blood. And although the aging Earnhardt was nearing the end of his career, he would still make you think twice about questioning his greatness.
Might be the greatest final run in history. 17th with 4 laps to go. No problem at all, baby.
Earnhardt trying to come up through the middle. Through a minefield of race cars at 190 miles an hour. And here comes Earnhardt. How did he get through all these cars? How he did that. The Intimidator is scraped and beat on the right side. But he will not be denied.
Look at the run, man. He just gets those runs. He's just that good.
Legend has it that Dale Earnhardt was so good at restrictor plate racing because he could see the air coming off of the other cars and used this ability to perfectly time his passes. Dale Earnhardt's 76th and final career win came, fittingly, in a restrictor plate race at Talladega.
But take a look at this moment.
That is Michael Waltrip, out of control, tri-oval, into a series of sidewinders, 9 shattering snap rolls.
Prior to the start of the 2001 season, DEI signed Michael Waltrip to drive the number 15 Chevy. Michael Waltrip had spent his entire career racing in the shadow of his older brother Darrell, and after 15 lackluster seasons, Michael Waltrip was still seeking his first career win. Dale Earnhardt believed in Michael, however, and he would open 2001 racing not just with his son, but with his team. I think all of you know what happens next. It was probably the only thing you knew about Dale Earnhardt. On one February afternoon, Dale Earnhardt would enter his black number 3 for the final time.
My man, Tony Stewart.
This kind of racing is going to happen. A horrible crash on the back straightaway that began when Tony Stewart got turned sideways against the backstretch wall number 20.
Boy, and it gets hit by every car in the field, seems like, and Tony Stewart's car just took a whale of a ride. God help all of them because there's no place to go.
Incidentally, the crash would leave Dale Earnhardt in third position behind the DEI cars of Dale Jr. and Michael Waltrip. As the laps wound down, everyone began to realize that Dale Earnhardt wasn't trying to win the race. Rather, he was holding back the rest of the field so that his team could win instead. Dale managed to hold off everybody until the final corner of the final lap.
3 wide behind them.
You got him, Mikey. You got him, man. You got him.
Get him in the
3 cars out.
Oh! Big trouble!
The cameras cut away from the accident. It should have been one of the happiest moments in NASCAR history, as Darrell Waltrip joyfully commentated his brother's first win on the grandest stage of all. A storybook ending to a picturesque day of thrilling, action-packed racing. And then the cameras cut to Dale Earnhardt's crumpled vehicle lying at rest in the infield grass. Nobody knew it at the time, but the greatest tragedy in NASCAR history had just occurred. Dale Earnhardt, NASCAR's greatest driver, was dead at 49.
This is undoubtedly one of the toughest announcements that I've ever personally had to make. But after the accident in Turn 4 at the end of the Daytona 500, we've lost Dale Earnhardt.
The official cause of death is listed as a basilar skull fracture sustained as a result of blunt force trauma. When Dale Earnhardt struck the Turn 4 wall, he died instantly. Looking back on it all today, it's hard to believe it even happened. Dale Earnhardt was NASCAR's Iron Man, the toughest driver in the sport. He hadn't missed a race since his rookie season. He walked away from this and this. Why did he die from this? How did no one die from this crash earlier in the race? Well, at over 190 miles per hour, destinies can be profoundly altered by a matter of inches. NASCAR's greatest tragedy was avoided by inches, and NASCAR's greatest tragedy was caused by inches. In the lap 173 crash, Dale Earnhardt was just inches away from getting collected. Ironically, if Earnhardt had just been a little less fortunate here, it's likely that he would still be alive today.
I remember him coming on there, and I can't remember if it's before or as soon as the wreck happened or during the red flag, but he said, "Richard, if they don't do something to these cars, it's going to end up killing somebody."
Dale Earnhardt was always aware of NASCAR's darkest secret.
Man.
He just never imagined that he'd be the one reminding everyone of the truth. NASCAR is caked with the blood of dead drivers. The reason NASCAR was so compelling was because it was deadly. Obviously, no one actively wished death upon drivers, but it was mutually understood as an inherent risk of gliding around in a 3,500-pound hunk of metal at 190 miles per hour. Every few years or so, a driver would unexpectedly die in a race. Since the very beginning of the sport, this was the dark reality in the back of everyone's mind. You never wanted to see it happen, but when it did, you accepted it as inevitable and moved on. Dale's death was very different, though. Many racing fans still haven't moved on. It was just too painful. The biggest icon in racing dying in the middle of the biggest event. Imagine if Michael Jordan died during the NBA Finals, or if Tom Brady died during the Super Bowl. This is what it felt like watching Dale Earnhardt die in the Daytona 500, and in my humble opinion, it's the single worst tragedy in the history of American sports. Even though Dale Earnhardt's death was a devastating shock for the millions of fans watching, you could at least take solace in knowing that he probably wouldn't have wanted to go out any other way. Dale Earnhardt died doing what he loved, and his final memory was watching his own drivers speeding towards the finish line with nothing but open racetrack in front of them.
I think Dale Earnhardt is the best race driver that's ever been in a stock car. How do you feel about that?
Well, yeah, that's a big statement. I think my dad was the greatest when it comes to racers.
For as much as he accomplished, no one knew for sure if Dale ever felt he proved himself to his father. It's a burden he took to his grave, leaving us to wonder about Dale much in the same way Dale had to wonder about Ralph. The only thing we know for sure is that Dale finally caught up with his father's ghost. The story doesn't end here. Although NASCAR suffered perhaps its greatest ever loss, they still had 35 more races to run that season. When faced with their lowest moment, NASCAR had no other option but to push forward.
When I tell you that you guys better strap in because this is the greatest story in racing. This is what makes me love NASCAR. This entire post-Dale era, this whole season. I can't describe how heavy and emotional.
The run off the high side, he clears the body, and Steve Park scores the second straight win for Earnhardt Incorporated and the second win of his career.
Boy, and that team, that company, Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, they needed that.
With an Earnhardt hat in his hand, Steve Park will drive to victory lane.
This is what always makes me cry, so if I start trembling, I hope you guys understand.
He's going to get him, though. Here they come. Gordon got loose in Torbe. Harvick by inches.
A replay of a year ago with Dale Earnhardt and Bobby Labonte.
Look at Kevin Harvick as the fans saluted Dale with the number 3 on the third lap. Kevin Harvick salutes him on the way to victory lane.
If I was him, I'd run that thing out of gas riding around here.
What could be more fitting? What could be more special?
To the outside for the lead in turn 4. Dale Earnhardt Jr. rockets to the front at Daytona. Listen to the crowd.
And look at this crowd behind him. Look at this place behind him.
Here they come, turn 4. Final lap of the Pepsi 400. Michael Waltrip in second. But
I'm in tears, man.
Earnhardt Jr. using lessons learned from his father to go from 6th to 1st and score the victory in the
And he wins at Daytona in the July race. Oh, fuck.
That was beautiful. Very, very nice.
Junior, you're happy.
Look at that smile.
Wow.
And with the most cathartic moment in NASCAR history, Dale Earnhardt Jr. would win at the track that took his father's life just 5 months earlier. For many fans, this win was enough to heal the wounds from the tragedy of that year's Daytona 500. Some fans thought this finish was literally too good to be true, and that NASCAR rigged it. A compelling theory until you consider the years of DEI restrictor plate dominance that followed. From 2001 through 2003, DEI carried the torch of Dale Earnhardt's restrictor plate prowess by winning 9 of the 12 superspeedway events. In 2004, Dale Jr. would achieve what took his father 20 years, by winning the Daytona 500 in just his 5th attempt.
The legacy continues. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the 46th Daytona 500.
Following the death of Dale Earnhardt, NASCAR would work to implement an unprecedented amount of driver safety improvements, most notably the Hans device, Safer Barrier, and Car of Tomorrow, to make sure that an accident like Dale Earnhardt's could never happen again.
Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell at Texas. Like McDowell's still racing to this day.
Incredibly hard impact into the safer barrier.
Look at that safer barrier right there, how it just crushed all that stuff. He is out of that. Look at that.
Goodness.
I mean, how do you?
My goodness.
And to this day, Dale Earnhardt still remains NASCAR's last fatality. Unfortunately, NASCAR's great strides in driver safety may be the only positive news for the sport in the past decade. Attendance, sponsorships, and television ratings have all drastically declined in the past 10 years, leaving the few remaining fans to wonder what exactly drove everyone away. Some people blame the recent mismanagement from Brian France and other NASCAR executives. Some people blame the chase and other gimmicks that have alienated NASCAR's core fan base. Some people blame the lack of interesting or relatable drivers. Some people blame the recession and how it hit NASCAR's core audience the hardest, preventing them from going to races. If you ask me, however, the main reason so many fans stopped watching NASCAR is, ironically, because it got safer. As morbid as it is to say, by removing the inherent risk of racing, NASCAR removed the one thing that separated them from all other sports. Today, NASCAR drivers have never been farther from the snarling jaws of certain death, and the sport has been made far less compelling as a result.
Not sure where Carl's going. Maybe he thinks if he runs across the start-finish line, that'll count.
That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
He's like you know how he is. He's an athlete, a marathon runner. I want to finish the race.
And he did,
yes,
to a standing ovation from the crowd. Shades of Ricky Bobby.
Ever since that fateful day, NASCAR fans have been trying to fill the void that Dale Earnhardt left. There's the driver who carried on his name, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Following his father's passing, he became NASCAR's perennial most popular driver until his retirement in 2017. Although he finished with a respectable 26 career wins, Dale Jr. failed to capture a single championship and could never live up to his father's godlike legacy. There's the driver who carried on his car, Kevin Harvick, who was able to capture at least one championship and his own Daytona 500 victory. A successful career for sure, but not much compared to Earnhardt's. There's the driver who carried on his title as the 7-time champion, Jimmy Johnson, who in 2016 became the third ever driver to accomplish this feat. While he is statistically the best driver since Earnhardt, Johnson never managed to appeal to the fans in the same way, as his relatively bland demeanor failed to capture the hearts and minds of the greater audience. And then there's the driver who carried on Earnhardt's number. After the tragedy, Richard Childress retired the number from active competition for over a decade, but he brought it back in 2014 for the full-time Cup debut of his grandson, Austin Dillon. In 2015, at the finish of the July Daytona race, Dillon would suffer a gruesome-looking accident where his car was launched directly into the catch fence. For a brief moment, every fan watching tensed up in horror after witnessing what they thought was the second fatality in the 3-car at Daytona. Incredibly, Austin Dillon walked away from this with only minor injuries. Some have called him the luckiest driver in NASCAR today, but his luck hasn't contributed to much success on the track. So far, after 5 full-time seasons, Dillon has only 2 wins to his name. One of those wins came in the 2018 Daytona 500, as 20 years after Earnhardt's storybook victory, the 3-car returned to victory lane at Daytona.
And here it comes with the number 3 20 years ago. 20 years of trying for Earnhardt. He won the Daytona 500. Austin Dillon wins the 60th running of the Great American Race.
We're all searching for the next Dale Earnhardt, but we know deep down that he's irreplaceable. Many fans consider Earnhardt the greatest NASCAR driver of all time, possibly because we never got to see him decline. Dale Earnhardt remained one of the best drivers in the sport till the day he died, and even then, he still finished ahead of 30 other drivers. Everyone knows what it's like to be stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic, and all of us experience the same desire to break free from all the gridlock. Not just from the traffic, but from everything. Responsibilities, labor, authority. Sometimes there's no better feeling than seeing miles of open road in front of you. Dale Earnhardt gave this feeling to millions watching at home, and seeing Dale succeed made them believe they could too. For many, Dale Earnhardt was a real-life hero. But most people will never know his story. Most people only know him as some guy who died. They'll never know about the turmoil, the struggle, the determination, the notoriety, the heartbreak, or the triumph. They'll never care about any of it, because who could care about a bunch of cars going around in circles? NASCAR may never be popular again. Realistically, it probably should have never become popular in the first place. It's just a simple sport where no-name hillbillies gather to watch a bunch of fast cars race each other. But Dale Earnhardt made it mean more than that. And for as long as NASCAR sticks around, stock car racing fans will always remember the man in the black number 3 because there will never ever be another driver like him.
You got plenty of money. Don't need that to keep racing. Is it worth the risk to keep on going?
Sure, to win.
I hope you guys loved that story as much as I did. There is so much to racing. So much more than just turning left at fast speeds. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I hope you guys enjoy your weekend because, like I said, I'm not going to be here tomorrow or Monday. I hope you guys really did enjoy that story because when you guys hear me talk about NASCAR and you hear me talk about racing and sports in general, I know that there is a sort of negative connotype associated with it, but there's a reason I love the sport, no matter what. And I really don't know how else to explain it, other than it being one of the greatest things I've ever experienced in my life. Yeah, it was. So if you guys aren't already, please do subscribe to Emblem on YouTube. He's made great videos between NASCAR and motorsports in general. Next time, maybe I'll pull up the one of NASCAR Revenge, the Art of Revenge. I think I'll pull that one up later, or pull that one up on another stream. So if you want to watch like the Talladega one or like any of his like Mercedes ones, those are really great. He's a fantastic storyteller and he makes some fantastic videos. But for now, I think I do need to be heading to bed and my goodness, what a story, right? It's what I love about racing. Racing is so much more than left turns. Racing is the people who are behind the wheel and the history behind all of it. So I hope you guys had a great night tonight. Thank you guys for all the hashtags and figuring all that out. I will see you guys on Tuesday for a collab. I won't be here tomorrow, sadly. I won't be here Monday, sadly. And of course, over the weekend, I'm usually not here. But in 2 weeks, I'll be streaming or live streaming the Daytona race, the July Daytona race. So hopefully you guys are here for that. Have a good night, everybody. Who is on tonight that I can go ahead and send you guys off to? We got Duke. We got Belkis. Let's send you guys to Belkis. Go treat her well. Send her my love. I adore Belkis so much. Good night, everybody. I'll see you guys Tuesday. Adios. Good night. Love you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you guys Tuesday for the collab. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.